Welcome on in, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. So today we are talking about UMMO, UFO sighting of 1967. My God, is this a rabbit hole? I started with this research. It's just like German flying saucers. Yes, it's going to get quite complicated, but nevertheless, very, very interesting case as we're going to get into today. So let's do this.
The final checkpoint of the cosmic voyage brought a strange and beautiful sight. Their project destination, Earth, was eclipsing its own sun, and they passed over the Earth's moon just beneath. They had come nearly 90 trillion miles, 14.6 light years. Elapsed Earth time, just about 7 months. The UMMO spacecraft, after its cosmic voyage, became visible over the Pyrenees Mountains, and the IH superimposed marking, unlike any alphabetical symbol on Earth, was photographed. The first pictures taken were from the ground near the outskirts of Madrid on February 6, 1966, and again on the 10th of June, 1967. They are known as the San Jose de Valderas photographs, which were published nationally in Spain after thorough investigation by the national magazine Horizonte.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Alien Addict. This is a show where we discuss all things UFOs and aliens to the paranormal and our pursuit into the mysteries of the unexplained. Welcome on in. So I have had one hell of a week. I'm going to be honest with you, a very, very emotional week. I don't want to start off with a Debbie Downer, all right? But I had to go to a funeral on Monday to say goodbye to my best friend's mum, who I knew for over like 30 years. Most lovely woman. I couldn't find a photograph to bring up, but honestly, the most loveliest woman. And it was, oh God, it was so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. It's kind of like surreal knowing this lady for like over like my best friend through like primary school. So yes, like over 30 years. And it's just kind of weird being in a funeral. It's thinking, shit, God, I can't believe we're here. And it makes you think like life's like quite short. So I had that emotion going through. And then my van started playing up. The fuel injector started going. So that started bogging down. I'm going, fuck God, I literally need a new van now. So that's going to cost me money. And then I bought a VHS tape purely for this. Let me just show you. Okay, so this is my UFO VHS collection I've got. It's not a lot, but I think some of them are not online, especially on YouTube. And I like to put these as a digital form to put on Alien Addict or The Cosmic Twilight. But there's a problem. I bought a VHS player. And so what I've actually got Have I got one here? Yeah, I think this is it. I think the next photograph. Yeah, so basically, I've got a converter to actually plug into the back, and I've got a little sort of digital converter, and I can actually put VHS to digital. And the bastard who sold me it is faulty, and now he's done a runner on flipping eBay. So, oh mate, I tell you what, buying electricals on eBay is a fucking nightmare. I can't believe it, and it cost me 60 quid. Yeah, I bought this VHS player, and oh, it's just like, fuck's sake, you just can't trust anyone these days. So yeah, I was well pissed off of that. Yeah, do you know what I was pissed off with? Look, some twat waffle did not put the panel the right way around. I guess me. That's me. But yeah, honestly, I would like, for instance, there's one here. Yeah, this one. Live at Leeds, Dr. Stephen Greer. This was before Disclosure Project. Which I don't think is online. I don't think I've seen it. So what else we got here? These are pretty much like rods, UFOs, hard evidence. I've shown you that. I've got 4 copies of UFO Secrets of the Third Reich. How sad a eunuch. Actually, no, 5. So yeah, this is what I've got so far. But yeah, I'd like to put these as digital at some point. But today we are talking about, I'm going to bring the photograph. Hold on, where am I? A really interesting case because... Hello, Nick. And hello, chat. 2 seconds. We're going to be talking about this. A fantastic case. So let's get the chat. Let's see you in chat. Right. First things first. Hang on a minute. Corbell's cats. You don't have a... Oh, yes, yes. Okay, right. So the people in chat, I'll get to everyone in a minute. If you've got a spanner next to you, you mean like you're a moderator. I fucked up massively. I literally wiped everything clean. So S-Hammer, my brother, I'm really sorry. I will put, because I got to find the name, and you got like a number, and I got to put that number in, and I have. So you were a moderator, but don't worry, I am going to sort that out. So it's just the regulars in chat. I think it's worth sort of making you mods, so you just sort of. I want to sort of. I'm not saying look, Alien Addicts can be a safe space, but you know me, guys. You know I want to keep things friendly. We'll have a good laugh. You know, nothing too hectic. Yes, okay, we generally would take the piss out of people, it's fine, but you know, nothing like nasty. But yeah, S-Hammer, you are on the cards, and Corbell's cat as well. You're on the cards, mate. So yeah, really sorry about that. I fucking couldn't believe it. I literally deleted the whole, I had like 20 of them and it went all missing. So I had to like go through every single one. It's been a pretty much nightmare. But let's get through chat. Sophia, nice to see you. In fact, Sophia, you've given me a nice inspiration. Actually, I'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, I hope you're doing well, and hope your time lapse are doing well as well. John Stokes as well. Oh, John, you got no spanner. I put spanner next to you, for sake. S-Hammer, nice to see you, man. Rotary Matrix. Hey, One True Saxon, nice to see you. Hey, Paul Shields, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Lionheart, welcome on in. Sandy, how's it going? What else we got here? We've got some new faces in here. Hey, Spirited Kennedy. Sorry, Spirited Kenny. Do apologize. Yes, that's me speaking too fast once again. I think that is everyone. Let's just go through quickly. Hey, Green Tea. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. And I think that's everyone. Right. Okay. So this DW. There we go. Nice to see you. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. So yeah, this case, my God, this has been an absolute nightmare for me to get hold of. Books and any sort of reliable information on this case, because it is really all over the place. In fact, what I would say that it reminds me of like German flying saucers. Once you get onto the internet, it's going to lead you down so many paths and so many different avenues, and it's a mixture of the truth. So the book I really wanted, I'm going to show you. Actually, I think I got it here. Hold on. I've got to show you the book, the original book. Hold on, something about VHS tapes. I need help with this one. The VHS player and DVD parts used to come in, or... Yeah. Because when I plug it in, Rotary, it just comes up as the DVD screen, because you can flip between the two. But I can't flip between the two. Maybe it's not faulty then. I don't know, because I'm flipping... I'm moving around the cables at the back for the imports to get things connected. I'm just like, I probably should really Google it, really. But yeah. In editing right now, hopefully upload later. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'd love to see your time lapses, like real spot on, honestly. Nick, it's definitely great to speak. I got to do a lot of reading today, so I'll slow things down. Nick, definitely great at speaking when you're not having to read. Trust me, I've got some AI stuff to talk about today. Been awesome on daily. Oh, you've been watching, yeah, or listening. It's been amazing speaking to Lee. We'll get to that in a minute. Right. So first things first. We'll come off that for the moment. I've got some other stuff to talk about first. So yeah, my week's been like a mixed bag. Monday, like first thing is just like a funeral. Oh, bloody terrible. Anyway, it's part of life, it's just sort of, it's how you sort of deal with it, really, isn't it? But it's always sad when especially when a parent passes. So yeah. Right, okay, so today what we're going to be talking about, yes, about the UMMO case, which is a absolute shit show in its own. I'm going to be showing some UFO footage that I've been taking. In fact, no, we'll get to it. Yes, I'm going to bring up a Ross Coulthard video as well, and I've got some ghost and UFO photographs is coming up as well. But first things first, I should mention. Now, a lot of people don't know. We'll get to UMMO case in a minute. Hold on, let's bring this up. So yeah, if you want to, first a bit of a shout out. I was on the Daily Conspiracy podcast with Lee. Ollie's been away on holiday. And I was on, which one was I on? I was on this one. Oh, a word I can't say. So Media Matters and Occult Connections. In fact, when me and Lee did that podcast on the Wednesday, it was the same time Ozzy Osbourne died. And we talked about it afterwards. Like, we were talking about the fact that there's most likely his funeral will have like a lot of occult symbolisms behind it. It'd be a bit like the Olympics opening ceremony. Yeah, you're sort of looking through the symbolisms and trying to find out what the connections. It's quite interesting, but sad nevertheless. But at least he got one last concert out, which I'm quite surprised Ozzy died 2 weeks after. I know a lot of people are speculating the manner of his death, but nevertheless, a true giant in heavy metal. And yeah. I don't know what can I say. Everyone's been pouring their emotions out. Yeah, and Hulk Hogan as well. So, oh my God, it's like so many people like popping off. Is it like a 2016 effect? Remember when all the celebrities started to pop off all at once? So yeah, guys, go check it out. These are the ones I was on: Media Matters and Occult Connections. So yeah, for that. But first things first, just want to get out of the way. Trying to find it. Okay, right. This is basically, this week is 2-year anniversary of me being on Alien Addict. Yes, Rip Ozzy, absolutely, 100%. And Hulk Hogan as well. Yeah. So yeah, this is Mark's 2-year anniversary of me actually being on Alien Addict. This is the first appearance I made. 2 years ago this week. And yeah, kind of growing my hair out like it used to be like that. Yeah, a bit of 90s curtains for you. But yeah, it's a bit of a milestone to think that I'm actually here taking over as the lead host. Like I was watching Alien Addict when Rich was on. So it was going a few years before I came on. And I think Ollie just wanted me to come on because he wanted Graham Hancock because he knew I was his gardener. Still am. So yeah, it's crazy to think about it, really. I'm kind of here, But yeah, 2-year anniversary. Oh, thank you, Queen T. Thank you. So there we go. And also one more thing. I've got so many pop-ups. I need to find this one. Sorry, guys. Oh, there it is. Right. So this is Sophia has given me my inspiration back for time lapse, which is quite nice. So if you go to, this is my channel that I set up about a couple of years ago. I had mostly shorts. And what I'm going to do is upload every single day, just like the best parts of like the time lapse. So it's called Sky Time Lapse UK. And yeah, this is just basically, this was like the other day. So all the best parts are like all the strange parts of how they like the clouds move and there's different structures. And yeah, sometimes the trails. all that. So yeah, this was taken with my Insta360 Ace Pro 2, which I bought at the beginning of the year, and it's been running 24/7. But you have to admit, is with the music as well. I think it's copyright. 2 seconds. If you have a pissed off day, come check it out. And yeah, there we go. I thought there's something striking about time lapses, because I review mine every single day. They're all demons. So in terms of finding the trails, go check out my Cosmic Twilight channel. But otherwise, I began to have a real good interest into clouds. Yes, yeah. So go check that out. So that is. Hello, Nick. Hold on. No. No. Oh, fuck it. Whatever. Yeah, Sky Time Lapse UK. Go check it out. So yeah. Hey, Comfy Sofa. Nice to see you. And Mark G. Nice to see you, man. Oh yeah, obviously Mark G. Sorry, brother. So yeah, let's just crack on with the show, because I've got a lot to get through and a few videos to explain a lot of things about what I'm going to be talking about. So let's start off with. Let's start off with that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sophia. Thank you so much. Yeah, you managed to find it at the end. Yeah, I struggled myself. So yeah, go check it out, guys, if you want to. If you just want to like chill, take your mind off things. It's definitely been helping me 100%. So I'm sorry, guys, if I don't get through chat. I've got a bit of a presentation to go through today, so I have to go through pictures and everything. So I will get to the end. And yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Let's bring my notes up. Right. Here we go. Okay. A bit more organized with this one. Right. So anyone familiar with this case? And the reason why I bring this up, purely because, let's put it a bit bigger. There we go. Purely because I shown this photograph, which came from this book here, UFO Photographs Volume 1 by Rendell Stevens. And I showed this photograph on Hidden Underbelly show. And he was going, oh, there's an occult link to that. And I was like, eh? And then that led me down to a massive rabbit hole. I'm not joking. And so today we're just going to be talking about the beginnings of this case, because my God, it's a rabbit hole. I cannot believe the avenue. The whole week I was confusing myself, because I was going through different videos, reading different texts and scripts, different publications, and we're trying to find out. Obviously, we'll get through the basic of the story, but in the fine-tuned details, it's like, oh, it's so complex. So this might be a part 1. And I did speak to Hidden before the show. And I was like, mate, shall I talk about the occult side? And he's like, look, you're dealing with unknown territory here with people. You know what people are like in 2025? They're extremely... Hey, Hangs Tight. Nice to see you, man. Welcome on in. They're extremely on edge, and you don't know what side people are on. Hence the shit that's been going on in ufology at the moment with a couple of people. You know? Hint, hint, nudge. So yeah, basically this is the UFO sighting that happened in Spain in 1967, called the UMMO UFO sighting. And we're going to get into that today. So I'm just going to go through the basics. I'm going to play some videos as more or less go into a fine-tuned detail. So this picture here in the 1960s, well, we'll just start from the beginning, and we'll see what happens. Just make sure this is all right. Picture 2. Public interest. Okay, right. Okay, right. Let's do this. Right, so let's start from the beginning. Right, okay. So in the 1960s, people started to witness strange lights in the sky and objects flying around over Spain, well, specifically over Madrid. And this is in the beginning of, well, mid-1950s to 1960s. And these stories reached to the press and began to have a wide circulation throughout tabloids, especially in Spain and France. And basically, here's one of the tabloids on one of the sightings that happened in Madrid. And apparently, as you can see with a lot of UFO sightings, especially like the Zamora case, you find like landing indentations in the ground. And this is what you kind of see in here. We'll get to see how it is all probably fake or something like that, but we'll see. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. And this definitely sparked the public's interest and attention, because you got to think, like, this is 1960s, and the UFO craze didn't really happen until Kenneth Arnold's sighting. That happened in 1940. So yeah, 50s, 60s. This is where the hype really came into fruition, especially in the public eye with TV shows, movies as well. That's quite popular at the time. And moving on to this guy right here. So the story of this UFO sighting that I showed you, of the indentations in the ground, was in a place called, oh my God, this is a problem with today's show. I will be speaking more clearly and more calmly, but there are Spanish names I'm going to absolutely balls up, like spectacularly. So this is called Alchi. It's Spain. So yeah, this place in Spain got the attention of a small group of UFO communities, all like UFO enthusiast. Woo Rider, I'm just gonna call you Woo Rider. Nice. Yes, Woo Rider. It's nice to see you, man. Welcome on in. Nice to see you. Hey, from Northeast Florida. Hey, way across the pond. It's nice to see you, man. And another one across the pond, Nathan Quantum Show. Yay, see, you got the spanner, Nathan. You are now a moderator. So if you want to put any links, brother, you're more than welcome to go ahead. So yeah, guys, if anyone's new in chat, I do apologize. I'm gonna have to sort of ignore a little bit. I've got a bit of a presentation and photographs to go through. It's but I will get to you guys. I will get to you. So yeah, so this guy here is called oh my God, his name. So this is a UFO enthusiastic. Oh my God, I spelled it wrong in my script. He's basically this occultist, and he was really into like UFOs, pretty much like a UFO researcher like me and you. And his name is called Fernando Sesmo Morzeno. It's wrong anyway, but we'll just call him Fernando for now. And he was part of this UFO organization that was based in this cafe in Madrid. And what's interesting is that you can trace back this cafe through more or less like occult symbolisms going back all the way to the 1930s. Remember when I was talking about like before, like the Vril Society and the Tula Society? They got together on a calf and started to discuss about the spirit of destiny and stuff like that. So it's like mystical stuff and occult practices and symbolisms, especially at the occult side. And this is what's happened in the same place in Madrid. What's happening here in this cafe, and a number of people, enthusiasts, UFO. I can't fucking speak, man. I've spoken to him beforehand, and I 420'd with him, and he's I said it's not gonna be a good thing. Sheep Bob, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. So yeah, they got together talking about UFOs, and especially like local UFOs that have been happening in the local area. And this cafe always had, do you know what's really weird about it? Look, it's got laughing wells painted all over the walls, and this is pretty much well known in this cafe. So yes, this cafe always had laughing wells painted all over the walls, and the UFO group had their meetings at the same cafe. And you can date this back into the 1931s, and around about 1956, Fernando, that guy I showed there, he had his own UFO club. This is when it all started for him. Okay, and this is where they used to meet in their cafe. Moving on from the well, and here he is here. At this time in the 1960s, Fernando, that guy, he was writing articles about UFOs, astrology in the Madrid newspapers, and he was pretty much popular at the time, and especially this popular magazine, though, which I can't pronounce. So yeah, he was pretty much in the UFO circuit back in the 1950s, early 60s, pretty much like you and me. But back then. Right, so moving forward to this guy called Jose Luis Jordan P. This guy was an industrial engineer, but his spare time, he was very interested in parapsychology, and he contributed a lot in TV shows and UFO magazines, and he was pretty much in like ufology at the time. You could call him like a Ross Coulter if you wanted to. Well, actually, no, Ross Coulter is not an engineer, but trust me, bro, on this one when I say this. All right. Let's let's get into this. So yes, after the first sighted in Madrid, which is this is an extract from the newspaper here, the UFO group started to receive letters from anonymous senders called that. UMMO, I think it's all in Spanish, and I can't speak Spanish or bloody read the language. So yeah, this is part of the actual letter itself. So UMMO was known for the planets that is inhabited a highly advanced world of UMMO and language. And one thing I've noticed with this is that UMMO is basically a planet, and it had a highly advanced civilization there. Now, what else is another highly advanced civilization? Aldebaran, which is the German flying saucers. And I'm finding a lot of connections between this case and a lot of stories, I should say, being rehashed. And I'm going, if you know the whole story of German flying saucers, the occult side of it, like the Maria Warsick, the Haunabu, it does have some sort of similarities to it. And that's one thing I have to admit. So yeah, this is what it was called. Trust me. So yeah, this is part of the planets that they're on. Right, moving on to this. Yes, it gets very technical here, guys. Right. So how did the UMMO get in contact with the human civilization? So the UMMO civilization sent a radio transmission to a Norwegian research vessel back in the 1934, and continues to receive radio transmissions all throughout the war into the 1960s. But most importantly, there were letters being sent to this UFO group, and this is where it all kickstart. Is from these letters. All right. What we've got here. So, what's this one? Hold on. Yeah. So let's get into what UMMO represents. Okay. Yeah. So if anyone wants to know about these cryptic letters, you can find plenty of examples online. I'm not going to go into like massive amounts of detail. This is the problem that I had, guys, when I'm going into it. There's so many different avenues I'm going down, and I was almost like confusing myself because I was leading down one path, and then it sort of veered off to another path, and I go, hold on, I need to go back to the original path I was on in the first place. And it's just all over the place. So yeah, apparently the symbolisms behind the letters are being received, and we'll get to the letters in a minute. And they managed to transcribe these symbolisms. God knows how they managed to do it. Don't ask me. This is the technical side we're talking about here. So what we've got here, propulsion equipment on UEWA, energy generator, transform liquid, lithium, central body of the superstructure. So, do you know what I mean? Like, you Google this about UMMO, and it just like it's all over the place. It's crazy. I was confusing myself. So yeah, you can find plenty of details and transcriptions of those symbolisms itself. So this planet called UMMO that orbits a binary star system that is what is called WRF 224. I think it's called WRF 424. No, I think it's called WRF 424, which is a system of two red dwarfs, you can see here, located 14.2 light years from our sun. However, this sun is called Human, so that's YUMMA. And this is where apparently UMMO is located. So the senders provided descriptions, and now the senders are the extraterrestrials. Okay, no one really knows where the transcripts actually came from. Happy 420, yes, I will do after this one, mate. Flipping now, I'll write the script for this one. Oh my god, it was so cool. This is why I said to Hidden, says, could we do it on your show? And he was like, mate, I'm not even fucking touching this. I'm like, oh god damn it. Oh, because I want him to play a documentary so we can watch today and take the piss out of, most likely. But we're playing Ross Coulthart, so but he has to make some good points. He does make some good points, but we could take the piss out of his accent when we get to it. So yeah, these letters came from the highly advanced civilization, but like the German flying saucer aspect. Oh, I got a wicked dry mouth. Tell you what, I'm a Yorkshire tea guy. Gold, Yorkshire tea, gold, cup of tea. Right, so yes, let's get back to the letters. So the senders provided descriptions and details, a lot of data and wild mixed philosophy, characteristics of measurements about their spaceship and almost predicted future inventions. This is it. It actually gets quite interesting because it does go into some sort of scientific detail. As you can see here, the most like DNA structures that were provided in this transcript here. It is said that UMMO was controlled by the central government, according to some sources. This is it. It makes kind of like makes no sense, really, in my opinion. I mean, why would they go to the government first of all? I mean, they could not just go straight to this UFO group. But anyway, let's get to this. This is the flying saucer that we're going to go into detail today, which is a bit like an oblong shape, like two flying discs, but slam in the middle of each other. Hold on, I'm going to burp. Oh my God, so sorry. Yeah, this is quite canny because this is a very typical 1960s flying saucer that everyone sees in the sky. Well, apparently what everyone saw in the sky back in the day. But there's plenty of photographs like this right here. What we've got here, these flying saucers, yes, they look kind of like inverted, don't they? You can have a little look here. I was trying to find the most detailed and crystal clear photographs of this. Now, a lot of people are going to go, Nick, it's fake. Right. In one respect, my mind will go to that conclusion. But as a researcher, I just want to research into the history of ufology. I just have to go through the story. And the story I haven't got completely clear yet, so I don't really have a judgment into this. But looking through the backtrack of records of photographs like this, yes, it can be fake. Can be. But I'm not doubting that there were like some sort of flying saucers being seen in the sky back in the day. Oh, I'm going to put chat up. Is chat working? Does it click the button? Someone put something in chat. It might come up at the bottom right. Hold on. Yeah, Alien Addict. Get out of here. We don't want anywhere. Sorry about that. There you go. Chat's working fine. Yeah, so it's a very common recurrence you see in the 1960s with UFO sightings right here. Yeah, let's go back to the letters. Okay, so this is the letters here. If you want to find the full transcript, if you go to the archive.com and type in UMMO letters, you will find the whole entire manuscript and translation, even the English translation, apparently, online there. And it's this symbol that seems to be... It just kind of reminds me of what we talked about with the Lorna Zamora case of 1964, when he saw that egg-shaped craft land in the desert, and he saw that symbolism on... it's not exactly the same as this, but this was what he described, Lorna Zamora himself, as more or less like an arrow. Now, this looks like... when I first saw this, it just reminds me of like Blair Witch Project stuff when you see it hanging from the tree. That's what the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know why. But yeah, this is part of the original letter created by Abandon. Nice to see you, man. Not by Abandon, by the Extra-Terrestrials themselves. Somehow managed to write it on a typewriter. Can you believe that, Abandon? Yes. So yeah, welcome on in, man. Hope you're doing well. I love you. I love the picture there with the dog with the hat. That's awesome. So yeah, welcome on in, man. Just checking anyone else. I haven't missed anybody. Quickly. I think that's everyone. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this apparently is original letter. Bring my notes up. So it appears that UMMO has an understanding of science, and when I was looking through the letters, it does. But again, I don't know science. I'm not a science major or have any sort of scientific background, so it looks scientific to me. Hold on, let's have a look. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Aliens drew that, guys, on a typewriter. They've got pretty good handwriting, don't they? So yes, they had an understanding on science, and yet as long series of letters that you can see here, this is just one of them, that does mention the nature of God. Now, what they mean by the nature of God, to be more precise, is that UMMO believed that God is basically an essence that is not emitted through any transformation. I just read that. Take it for what it's worth. When you go into that, you go like, "Oh, mate, that just like with all the stuff I've been like going into, that goes like right over my head." But we'll come back to it in like probably like the second part when I do a bit more detail. And I'm gonna end up buying the book, and I'm gonna show you how much it's gonna cost. I am thinking about it though. God, these books are so expensive. But anyway, let's get into this. Yeah, I was going to be honest with you. Like this translation, I don't understand how they managed to translate it. Where did they manage to find these symbols? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Outer calculation on UEWA. What the fuck does that mean? Anyway, it's got plasma in there. All right, where am I? I lost track. Right, where are we at? Photo 19, picture 19. So everything in these letters does mention some kind of gas. Now, this is using basically atoms and something called krypton. I thought that was something to do with Superman. This gas is known as the total chemical compound. You can basically find it everywhere. These books are well expensive. Graham Hancock pays for his gardener. He does. He does. Well, not going there anyway. But I said to Graham, I saw him last week. I said, "Would you mind getting an interview?" And he said yes. He's just very, very busy at the moment. Obviously, he's writing his new book and everything like that. So, but yeah, he come back from Turkey and Iraq not long ago. So yeah, but no, he's doing good, man. He's doing good. But try and get him on the show. About Graham Hancock stuff. So you know me and my mouth. So yeah, let's skip forward to this guy. This is quite interesting. All right. Yeah, picture 20. Yeah, there we go. So the true fame of this story, especially these UFO stories, but obviously began in Spain with the most famous ufologist at the time. And I didn't know this, and it's this guy here called Antonio Rivera, who in 1972 published this book called A Perfect Case, focusing on some of the UFO photographs, which soon become the most famous UFO photographs in UFO history. And you're having stuff like this. Now, I can show you magazines from the 50s and 60s and even early 70s of photographs like this. But this is where he first popularized the... There we go. There we are. That's the original photographs. Look quite detailed, don't they? Look quite detailed. Yeah, that is more or less the clearest sign. Is that it? Yeah, that is the one. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the sign here. Is actually like a reflection. If I zoom out a little bit, it's kind of hard to tell, guys. See that little bit there? It almost like it shines. Do you know what? Hey, Darkest Guna, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. And Maria, nice to see you. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. That word I can't pronounce. Yeah, new people in chat. I'm a terrible reader. A UFO incident in Russia had the same symbol on the craft. Yes. Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. You've written that down for me, which is a massive help. Thank you, Maria. Yes, welcome on in. Yeah, me and Hidden, my co-host on another show, he brought up that case that you were talking about, and I wanted to do a follow-up on it. This is good with chat because you always remind me of like good cases that always need to look into. But yeah, oh, thank you, Maria. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So yeah, and hi as well. Come on in. So yeah, I'm trying to find the most detailed photographs right here. Okay, this is just one that was taken from a negative. The problem with this photograph is that it's very... This is what happens with negatives. You get a very scratchy effect on it. If you have a little look here, it looks like some sort of string. All right. Welcome on in. Nice to see you. Oh my god, I'm going to butcher your name. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm going to butcher your name, darling. I'm really bad. I'm really sorry, but no, welcome on in. It's nice to see you. Yeah, this is it's the problem with these photographs. You go back here. Look, if I go through my old UFO books through the 1960s and 70s, look, you have to admit a lot of photographs back in the day were more or less fake or faked to a certain degree. But I do believe there were some sort of true sightings of flying discs itself. Try to find the good one. But anyway, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. So yeah, let's go through. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this. I'm really not too sure. But no, welcome on in. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I am going to butcher your name. So it's I do apologize. Oh, Rory, thank you, Rory. Here we go. Hey, Science Evidence Fringe, welcome on in. Watch me butcher this name. Anne Lee, Angeli. Is that it? Angeli. Please say yes if that's the right name, Angeli. Yeah, welcome on in. Thank you, Rory. Thank you. God, I feel so embarrassed. I know she pop up. Close enough. All right, okay, but welcome on in. I do apologize. Like I said, I'm a terrible reader. But yeah, nice to see you. Welcome on into the chat. So yeah, go back to this photograph. I'm not too sure because you have the scratchy effects going along the photographs. It's kind of hard to tell. It really is. Yeah, don't laugh, she pop up. Come on. You know me enough by now. So what I want to do is provide you to this book here. This is the only known sort of old-time case file I can find in my publications in regard to this case, which I still can't pronounce. It's called San Jose. Basically, it's this case here. That one there. And I have the original photographs. And this is from 1985. And what I managed to do, I'm not going to read. I managed to put a whole AI together, which we're going to do now. So I want to move into an extract from here. It's only a couple of pages long, and it's going to go through the photographs, and you can read it for yourself. But there's a lovely lady called Jenny, who's the AI voice. I managed to put it all together for you. Yes. I've been working hard this week. Yeah, so let's bring this up. I think... yes, Nick's rare books. That's a rare book, actually. That one there. You can buy it. It's like over $100. In fact, I tell you what now, this is the real book I wanted to get. And it's just like, for Christ's sake, why are these books so expensive? I am not joking. Hold on, let's bring it up here. I've got it here somewhere. Functions. Right, here's a typical example. Share screen. In fact, can I not just do... okay, forget that. Right, here's one of them. Look. So this book here is from Rendell Stevens, and this is a different case. Look at the price of that. It's $450, and that's £335.42 plus approximately, yeah, it's about normally I pay about £35 for postage and package coming from America. This is ridiculous. I am not paying that money. I mean, this has nothing to do with the case, this one specifically. But it just goes to show how people will just milk it for what it's worth. Hey, Paul Robbins, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. But yeah, it's it kind of takes the piss a little bit. Because I love to do these research, and I think buying these books, because what I really want to do is scan every single page and put it on the internet, put it on the archive for people can read. Where is that one? Hold on. I'll tell you, we'll come to it in a bit. Oh, actually, I've got it here. Oh, there it is. I got it. There it is. Do that and that. I go to that and that. There we go. Right. This, I'm thinking of actually buying, really, to be honest with you. It's the cheapest I can find. This is one part. This is volume 1 out of 3 volumes. And this is by the guy I just showed you not long ago, Antonio Riviera, and he's the one that written a lot about this case. And this is UFO UMMO book, Contact from Planet UMMO. Oh god, and it's $119, which that is in pounds or dollars into pounds. Oh, I've got to Google that. So, how much was it again? $119. Sorry, guys. That's £88. Actually, I might buy it. It's the only one. But you see what I mean by just the prices of this. Hey, jamming music man. Nice to see you. What's up, brother? Welcome on in. Nice to see you. And we also have here, I'm going to butcher your name as well. Could someone break up the word for me? I'm really sorry, man. Welcome to the chat. I'm just a terrible reader and I'm terrible at reading names. I'm really sorry. But yeah, welcome into the show, man. Welcome into the show. But yeah, this is just, it just gets a bit ridiculous, doesn't it, guys, for these old books. I mean, these books from the 1980s, I understand there's some rarity to it, but it cost a pretty penny, doesn't it? It certainly does. Certainly does. Okay, right. Let's get back to the book itself. Here we go. So if you pop onto the Cosmic Twilight channel, which is where you can find my regular uploads of the trails in the sky and the various things, I started to upload some UFO stuff as well. Also, I'm going to get to your question. Thinking how much they will be worth after this. Oh, I tell you what, man. Give it another 20. Well, it's already gone up in price anyway. So I reckon give it another 20 years, these will be a gold mine. This is why I've got the first edition and I've got the second edition of this book. But yeah, these ones specifically by Randall C. Stevens, it's just extraordinary. It really is. I'm so sorry for butchering a name for Christ. Oh, Science Evidence Fringe, to say hello to you. Cider up, folks. Yes, I got the voice for it. Right, yes, let's get to this. I'm going to show you an AI generated voice for this one. And this is just going to go through just an extract from this book here called UFOs Photographs Volume 1 Around the World. And this is from Randall C. Stevens and August Roberts. So sit back, relax, have a 420. It's only about 5 minutes long. Let's do this. And if you have a look here, we'll get to the voice in a minute. That's his signature. I've actually got his signature in the book. In fact, I showed it last live stream. So yeah, here we go. Jenny, take it away, darling. Jenny.
San Jose de Valderas, Spain, June 1st, 1967.
This might get a bit boring, guys, but just bear with it. It's not that long. It's not that long.
8 p.m. Just before dusk, at about 2000 hours on the evening of June 1st, 1967, a group of summer picnickers escaping the heat in the city were lounging in the shade in a small park along the southwest side of Camino a la Colonia. They were across the road from the castle and grounds of San Jose de Valderas, where the Santa Monica convent stood. Families and friends had brought snacks, lunches. At just before dusk, they were suddenly surprised to see an unusual aircraft approaching at a very low altitude from over the Castile beyond the power towers. The towers were of the main east-west power transmission line running through the area. There was also a secondary power line running northwest-southeast and parallel to the road. The object approached from the east toward the power tower, where it made a 300-degree curve to its left and passed horizontally from left to right beyond the road but paralleling it, and at about the distance away as the secondary power line, also paralleling its line of flight. After passing the park, it made another curve to the left, back toward the east, where it briefly settled to the ground in the scrub area on the castle grounds a couple of kilometers away, remained a short time, and then rose into the air and flew away. Two of the picnickers recovered from their surprise in time to grab their cameras and begin taking pictures of the craft. Others were also seen to be getting their cameras out, but the sighting was so brief they may not have succeeded in getting pictures. The cameramen who succeeded were at that time standing in positions A and B on the attached diagram drawn by architect Antonio Lobet, who measured and studied the site. The positions of the flying object for each photograph are shown on the diagram as well as the original negative image area for each picture. Negatives X1 and X2 were snapped by Antonio Pardo from point A on the chart. Pardo forwarded 2 prints anonymously, and though
I just had to fucking Google translate the name. I'm sorry. Oh my god, honestly, yeah, it's Chamlin. Is that right? Is that? I had to put through. Yeah, welcome on in if you're still here. If you've gone, I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. I'm so sorry, but yeah, we're all friendly here. Welcome on in. Right, let's continue. This is obviously talking about the sighting, guys. Yeah, it's just a few minutes long.
he said he took more, he never re-established contact with the investigators. Negatives Y1 through Y5 were among those left at a photo developing shop for Antonio San Antonio by another anonymous donor who seems to have taken more in his photo series also. The second set of pictures were snapped from point B in the diagram. Other witnesses among the picnickers at the scene reported seeing 2 male photographers in approximately those positions as they snapped pictures of the event. There is no evidence that the 2 photographers were acquainted with each other. Negative Y1 shows the ship in an edge-on view very similar to an X2.
Okay, so when it says X1, X2, Y1, Y2, it's referring to the photographs, right? So it'll get to the photographs in a sec. Sorry if it's really boring, but hey, would you rather me bloody read this? Jenny, take it away, darling.
Except that at the moment of Y1 one may see a corona discharge around
I am not paying you either, darling. You're AI. So
the point where the cupola joins the upper disk surface. An enlargement of this image reveals the glow quite well. Please notice that there is no evidence of suspension in the enlarged picture. The object was rocking from side to side as it approached. Picture Y2 shows the first picture of the object tilted sharply up on edge in an exaggerated phase of the rocking motion, clearly revealing a symbol on the bottom of the ship. Image Y3 shows the object just after passing in its nearest approach to the photographers, and in Y4 it is tilted at a steep angle again, once more revealing the symbol on the bottom. It may be seen in these pictures that the surface finish of the spacecraft does not look exactly like metals familiar to us.
Is it coming through okay, guys? Is it all going fucky? Hold on. Is Jenny playing up? Jenny, don't start. Don't start, darling. Let's I just want to have a little look. Oh no, it sounds alright. Oh, can you hear like shouting and screaming? It's my missus. She's playing a game next door. Hold on. Oh no, it sounds fine. It sounds fine. Okay, sorry guys, sorry for that. I thought something was wrong with the actual what was coming through. It seems to be okay.
It has a more ceramic look and it was reported as being
Love you,
whitish
Jenny.
in color as viewed from the picnic area.
It's been real
A
awesome.
fine glassy finish was also used to describe it. Y4 is one of the images
Nice
analyzed
to
by
see you, man.
GSW
Welcome
in
in.
which they claim to have found a suspension line. Nobody else has been able to verify this. A considerable enlargement from the negative still showed no evidence of any suspension. A whole book was written about this case alone in the Spanish language only, Un Caso Perfecto, One Perfect Case, by Antonio Ribera and Rafael Farias, in which they describe their investigations in detail and what they found that convinced them of its validity. There is additional supporting evidence that fills 7 full books on this case. Identical UFOs have been photographed.
Okay, I'm just gonna pause it and play it again. Sorry guys if yeah, some of you say you can't hear it. It's a bit odd. It seems to be okay on my end. Jenny, darling, come 420 with me. Let's hug it out, right? Don't mean to have a go at you. She's here somewhere.
Photographed at least 3 other times elsewhere around the world, and 350 foot of high-grade 35mm movie film was shot with a theodolite camera of an identical object over Andros Island off the coast of Florida on May 21, 1966. Unknown to the photographers, or the spectators at the picnic ground, a group of men and women who had been in contact with the operators of this craft for some time, about 30 of them, had gathered at a
Full
small
totally.
restaurant a few kilometers away as a result of identical messages posted individually to 3 of them, including Fernando Sesma Manzano, Alicia Araujo, and Enrique Villagresa, advising them in advance of the approximate place and time of the expected pickup of some of their own expeditionary people there who had been in contact with these Spaniards. This is fully reported in UFO Contact from Planet UMMO, Volume 1, The Mystery of UMMO, the English-language version of El Misterio de UMMO by Antonio Ribera. The craft left rectangular tripod landing marks on the ground at the landing site, and several metal artifacts of small size were later found at the place of the landing. The landing tracks were photographed, measured, and tested for radiation and compaction. The photographs analyzed by GSW were several lens systems away from the originals, being neither original negatives nor prints directly from the originals, being copies of copies as we can best determine at this time. The very images published with the report should have negated the conclusions even if nothing were known of the inconclusive nature of the testing carried out by GSW. Our measurements upon the published computer image of the San Jose de Valderas photo used in this instance shows the width of the suspension line in this photo to be about 1.5 millimeters, while the measured diameter of the whole ship in the same image with the same scale is 50
She's still
millimeters, only 33 times the width of the line.
Really?
If everything were increased by a multiple of 10, the
Yeah.
object would be 500 millimeters or about 20 inch in diameter, and the line would now be 15 millimeters or about the size of a 5/8 rope for a 20 model, an absurdity beyond imagining if a hoax were in fact intended. An object 500 millimeters in diameter filling 16% of the photo image frame, measured in a full-frame print, would have to be within 15 feet of the camera to produce that size combination. The infinity setting for such a camera is about 30 feet, so this would require a mid-range camera setting for that shot. The time was late in the day, so setting much more critical. A smaller object would have a wider diaphragm aperture was needed, making the focus problem. Under these conditions, if the object were in to be closer to the camera, further complicating the focus, which it is, then the background would have to be considerably out of focus. If the background were in focus, this hypothetical model simply could not be at the same time. If the object were larger, say 1000 millimeters, twice as big, then this suspension line would be an unbelievable 14 in diameter to suspend this 1-meter model. French research scientists using better equipment than
She's nearly
GSW
done.
failed to find any suspension line. We believe the evidence for validity of this series of photographs far outweighs the real contrary evidence produced up to now in this case.
Oh gosh, it sounds insufferable. I tell you what, next time I do AI, I'll get something a bit more realistic. In fact, I listened to a video in regards of this case, and I was looking through the comment section, and people going, "Oh, this is so fake, it's so AI," and it was basically a man and a woman having a conversation together, and I was going, "Hold on a minute, this is fucking AI." Literally, you had two people, was obviously AI generated, talking about this case, and people were saying in the comment section saying it was obviously AI generated. I thought, fucking hell, it sounded way better than what I'm showing you right here, guys. Just a couple more minutes left. I'm so sorry if it bores the crap out of you. We're nearly there, guys. Jenny, damn you, Jenny.
Antonio Ribera. June 1, 1967, San Jose de Valderas.
I bear that in mind, mate.
Diagram of photo site from which Antonio Pardo and Antonio San Antonio's pictures were both taken of the same UFO at the same time. Layout by Antonio Lobet. June 1967, 2000 hours, San Jose de Valderas, Spain. Photos X1 and X2 snapped by Antonio Pardo from location A on the diagram of the site by architect Antonio Lobet. Note the castle in the background. June 1,
really?
1967,
Pretty good.
2000 hours, San Jose de Valderas, Spain. Photos
Yeah.
Y1 and Y2
I'll
in the
bet that
hands of
might,
Antonio
like
San
fucking,
Antonio, snapped from location beyond
Snoop
the
Dogg or
diagram
something.
of the site using a different camera with more telephoto magnification in the lens system. June 1, 1967, 2000 hours, San Jose de Valderas, Spain. Photos Y3 and Y4 in the hands of Antonio San Antonio. Y4 is one of the images tested by Ground Saucer Watch.
Nearly there.
Note the ceramic-like look to the finish. June 1st, 1967, 2000 hours, San Jose de Valderas. Enlargements of photos numbers Y1 and Y1 delivered to Antonio San Antonio. These are two of the images analyzed by GSW. Observe carefully the lack of suspension, and the sharp straight lines making up the symbol versus computer images.
Oh, she's done. Oh, God, man. I tell you what, I could have used a much more better program, couldn't I? Fucking hell. Yeah, her name's Jenny. Well, it said Jenny when I programmed her in. Yeah, ChatGPT. I have to admit, it's pretty good, ChatGPT. What did I use there? I think it's called like Love Voice. Sounds like a fucking porn website, doesn't it? But her name's Jenny. Don't just Jenny. I didn't fucking pay her anything for that. But it's an improvement, because if I read that, that'd be a flipping horrendous. I can't even pronounce people's bloody names on this channel. You know what I mean? So that is an extract from this book. I'm just going to bring up the photographs. Where is it to? Yeah, that one there. Okay, let's bring up these photographs because they're a bit more less in detail. Okay, cool. Right, have a look at this. Yeah, I tell you what. Next time I do an AI voice, Morgan Freeman or Dracula, I swear to God, like even like Tupac or David Attenborough or something like that. Yeah, so this is from the book. Let's put it a bit bigger so you can see. Yeah, Hawkins. Yeah, that'd be pretty good actually. Yeah, it's crazy now what we can do. Had Aussie. Oh, that'd be amazing actually. Aussie reading a bloody UFO story. I'll bear that in mind, man. I'll bear that in mind. Because the thing is, guys, you know, like I said, I've got a load of like UFO magazines right here. And to be honest with you, I'm so self-conscious of my reading. I'm like, I have to apologize, guys, if I screwed your name up in chat. So what I might do is just have like an AI voice, more or less realistic, just reading through the chapters and stuff like that. One can say you need to learn to read, but at the same time, I just can't read properly. Like I said, dyslexic. I'm not dyslexic. I'm just thick as pig shit, and I should learn to read properly. I am self-conscious, but anyway, nevertheless, not talking about my problems. This is the photographs right here. Let's just go into it. Let's just go into it a bit, and then we can talk about it. Well, especially the videos I want to bring up in a minute. It goes into a bit more detail and it's a bit more entertaining. Peter Griffin. Oh yes. I'm gonna write that down. Peter Griffin. You can hear him going. I need. Well, yeah, I could look for a guest. It'd be nice to sort of go like between 2 and 2. You know, it's like when me and Lee on the podcast, we just fucking just talk, man. You know, we don't really need a subject. We can just like keep talking and talking. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see in due time. But yeah, someone a co-host that can actually read, and that is not me and Hidden. Obviously, my good friend Hidden done already. So yeah, these photographs here are quite canny. Like I said, remnants of this ricochets throughout ufology in the past, like I said, 1960s, even 50s, 60s, and 70s. But this symbol can be traced back to the case that someone mentioned back in chat. And this is where I started to I mean, I know the basics of the story, which I showed you here in regards of the letters and the transcript of the letters talking about more or less science-based. I mean, in one way, it sort of resembles our evolution and where humanity came from. But it came from a UFO group, was given to a UFO group from apparently the Extra-Terrestrials. So I just look, the whole story behind it kind of seems a bit too far-fetched. But anyway, these glasses. Oh, mate, probably. I know, I think I've got pretty good eyesight. Certain degree. Oh, that's my videotapes again. Yeah, so let's bring up some videos. Because it's going to explain it a lot more. I've just given you like the basics of the story and the people involved with it. But if there's any validity to the actual letters itself, let's start off with Space Voyager. No, tell you what, let's do the UMMO affair. Okay, so this video comes from a YouTube channel called Ambient Conspiracies. And Ambient Conspiracies, thank you for letting me using this video. I must say that because the copyrights are horrendous at the moment. So yes, many thanks for letting you use this video. Thought I'd give you a bit of a shout out. And this is called the UMMO affair. Let's see what's going on here.
To fully understand the scope and complexity of the UMMO mystery, we need to go back to where it all began, in Madrid, Spain in the mid-1960s. The key figure involved was
Not yet,
Fernando
mate.
Sesma,
No.
a Spaniard who claimed to have been in contact with extraterrestrials from Venus and Mars since the 1950s, as well as other inhabitants of the solar system. Then, along came the Umites.
En fait, Sesma, le groupe de Sesma, de la baleine joyeuse.
In actual fact, Sesma's group, the Happy Whale Club, existed long before the UMMO mystery began. Sesma was interested in extraterrestrials and other esoteric subjects. A group of people would come to listen to him tell stories in the basement of a coffee shop in Madrid, where there was a huge smiling whale painted on the wall.
Well,
Sesma was contacted by telephone on January 14, 1966. He then began receiving letters confirming the existence of UMMO and letting him know that the next Umite craft would be landing in Aluche on February 6th, 3 weeks after the first mail delivery.
C'est-à-dire 3 semaines après le premier courrier. Les courriers sont arrivés à Sesma.
The letters were sent to Sesma, who spoke about them and mixed up the contents of the letters. Supposedly, the Umites did not appreciate him mixing things up, so they intentionally began adding technical information to make him lose interest. Sesma was a dreamer, not a scientist, so a lot of the technical information was over his head. Once the letters began to be filled with equations, Sesma started to lose interest, but people were still coming to hear about them, like engineer Enrique Villagrasa and Dr. Aguirre. These gentlemen and others began to receive the letters directly, and gradually they formed their own group, the famous Madrid group. They disassociated themselves from the Happy Whale Club, which continued to show interest in esoteric matters such as planets where butterflies laid eggs that hatched baby ducks. That's the sort of thing that Sesma cared about. After 2 to 3 years, they were no longer interested in UMMO at all.
I always ask that question myself. It's the same with rotary as well. It's like, is this even real? It's 12 grams of mushrooms and then come back to me. But yeah, it just seems like, I don't know, because it seems like the world's in like a dream state. It's probably just me, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's strange, dreamy time, I would say. But yeah, I guess you could say that.
In exchange for a modest sum, Sesma turned over all of his UMMO documents to Ferriols.
Okay, so far from this story, you can see the cafe with the whales and the letters being given to the UFO group, and then eventually they transcribe it, and then it turns out to be the UMMO extraterrestrial race.
Et c'est Ferriols qui les lui a rachetés.
There we go.
The Umite mail packages, which bore an emblem resembling a letter of the Cyrillic alphabet, explained that they had been living on Earth since the 1950s. They were part of a scouting mission sent to Earth from a planet in the Virgo cluster, and the contents of the letters were designed to help advance humanity. The first Umite packages were received by Fernando Sesma in 1966.
Love the
He
music.
received several dozen letters each year for many years. Over time, the Umites found other human contacts. Spanish, French, British, and even American representatives began receiving these odd packages. The last Umite correspondence was received in the mail in 1995.
Les choses ne sont invraisemblables que quand on le prouve.
Something is real until it's proven otherwise. These letters exist. I'm in the process of proving that they cannot stem from a human hoax because of all the ramifications that would involve. The contents of the letters themselves also prove it. I'm telling you that they are alien in origin because I have found strong proof within them to support that claim. They contain 1,345 words and more than 400 expressions, more or less coherent, that correspond to a language system having a base of 18 elements. That's quite something. It's real. And these Umite reports contain science.
It's comments like that is where me and Lee always talk about, and sometimes the stuff he comes up with like just blows my mind. Like talks about AI being a sentient being, and yeah, I think we were talking about like dreams and like, for instance, like what were we talking about? Oh, bloody hell, we was like that gut feeling. Like, is that gut feeling like someone, like a spiritual entity sort of giving you guidance and all that? And then it sort of goes into like guardian angels and stuff like that. It's like, makes you think, doesn't it? Honestly, I love stuff like that, but sometimes it's like I need another spliff to get my head around all this stuff. But yeah, no, I love comments like that. Awesome, keep going, guys. But yeah, just a couple of minutes left.
Scientific information that we have started to study on the internet. When I say we, I mean a study group that was created to review my work. This group now has more than 100 members throughout the world, primarily university students.
There you go. So that is that one in there. So that's a bit of a basic background. Now I want to go into a bit of fine-tuned detail, which is, or shall I play that one? It's a bit of an old one. Oh, I'm just gonna go for it. No, I picked crap quality one. Okay, never mind. Let's go through. Ooh. Okay, let's just go through quickly. Not that one. Not that one. Yes, let's go through that one, because this is going to go through, the symbol gets brought up quite a bit through where is it to? I'm trying to get that. Is it that one now? Yeah, that one now. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, the symbol gets brought up quite a lot. Well, I say it's quite a lot, but there's some cases it has like a recurring thing, which is obviously kind of reminds me like the Zamora case again. So the UMMO UFO case, not a lot of UFO channels have done a lot of videos on it. You can find a lot of videos, for instance, in Spain and France, and YouTube now has a dubbing section, so it can dub any sort of foreign language into English, which is pretty bloody good, which it's been very, very helpful. But yeah, in regards to this case, like I said, it's all over the place, and there's only like certain little snippets of like articles and stuff like that. But I just want to play this video just quickly, and this is from the YouTube channel called It's BS, called UFOs and Aliens, UMMO Spacecraft Analyzed. And this is what's quite interesting. Let's just go through. We're going to skip that into that.
So if this helps you to confirm that indeed this symbol is...
So this photograph was taken in 2019. And it kind of, this chap here believes that it resembles this symbol right here. But I'm just going to go forward.
First, let's take a look at Elena's book. The people of UMMO are working actively with the Galactic Federation on...
Yeah, this is it. I'm just going to show you this because obviously the book right here was a bit more newer date. And then you get the Galactic Federation being put in. But I don't think it's even mentioned in the original transcripts or the letters. But let's just play just a couple of minutes. I just want to find out about the symbol, actually. Because this guy goes into a lot of scientific... like hardcore data into this. Well, I mean, all right, okay, let's just go through this bit here. Let's do that. Right.
And there are several different photographs from that landing event. I don't know how to prove that these photographs are real, but the debunks of these photographs are pretty bad. For example,
that
the
one
very
there.
scratched up negative for
Yeah.
one of these photos, it is said that this is a monofilament line that holds up the fake model UFO. And supposedly this is the monofilament line on the photograph.
It's like I said.
And then
hard to
these
tell.
two photos would be an example of someone holding up like a fishing pole with the monofilament line attached to this pie plate type of UFO model. These photos have been analyzed by several different sources over many years. These positive image films and the negatives have not been hidden away from researchers.
Yeah.
And here's another view of the pictures that were taken on the 1967 photo shoot.
I don't know, man. It's it just looked like like I mentioned, this seemed like the plastic party plates you get if you just fucking suck two of them together, draw that symbol and stuck it on a string, proper Billy Meyer style. Look, I get that. I really do. But one aspect, guys, look, I look into these cases because for me, yes, modern day ufology is a bit like, ugh, and I'm more of a historian when it comes to ufology. Yeah, you're going to come across fake stuff. You're going to come across more or less legit stuff, like the Zamora case and the Pascagoula case and stuff like that. And those incidences for sure. But as a whole, this reminds me of when I was a kid. It's these flying saucers, because that's what really got my attention. So going back to these cases, kind of, it's a bit like a nostalgic trip for me. So we'll do like a bit of a final conclusion at the end, even though I've just done a very small snippet of research into this, because I just couldn't believe how widespread and how crazy and different avenues this UMMO UFO sighting, and then the cult behind it and the symbols behind it, the science behind it. It's like, whoa, it's crazy. But let's just play a couple of more minutes and we'll move on.
And here's a non-scratched up version of a negative, and I don't see any indication of a monofilament line.
That's a good
This is
photograph.
probably the most popular picture that you will see of that 1967 photo shoot. And then this is cleaned up using some new technology of AI. So if we take the creativity of the pie plate model, monofilament line, and fishing pole, then we can contrast that with the description of the UMMO spaceships. They basically wrote a book that detailed all aspects of their spaceships.
Yeah, this is it. It goes in even more detail than the German Hammerbu flying saucers, even the Vril. This is what I found quite interesting behind the letters.
Have the internal cabin, the external parts of the spaceship, and a very detailed description of the micro machines in the skin of the UFO. It's full of sensors that will repair themselves and infrastructure to self-heal the skin of the UFO.
Bold claims.
It seems like a bit of an overkill to do all of these detailed drawings and all of this documentation just to supplement a set of pictures of pie plates.
So see what I mean is if you really go through the letters, and I think I got an archive, but yeah, obviously we're not going to read through it, but it goes through very scientific analysis and detail into the spacecraft. Like I said, the sketches and drawings. I just find the whole thing like interesting, like the whole concept of it.
The last UMMO landing that we're going to talk about was in 1989, and it was in Voronezh, Russia. The UFO landed inside this park in the middle of the city. And the story is quite fantastic. The Roswell newspaper ran the full article here that you can pause.
Yeah, sorry for pausing. Yeah, moody. I'm a moody. Yeah, that's one aspect to always look at, mate. Is that the fact that when but Australian, then the fact that if you look at like Billy Meyer, and especially his case, and what he used to do with like faking UFO sightings, he used to blend in the real landscape with like fake models, and this is what I noticed with a lot of old cases back in the day, especially Billy Meyer. And it's kind of hard to tell the perspective because, like I said, he had miniature models, miniature cars, miniature trees that look quite realistic, but he would blend it into the background with like the real landscape, which was, I have to admit, it's quite a beautiful landscape. I have to admit, where Billy Meyer used to live in Switzerland. So yeah, man, it's a tricky one, but there's a lot of faking going on back then when you really look at it. Let's just play just a couple more minutes.
And read. There were multiple witnesses to this landing, and several of the kids that were in the park at the time drew pictures of what they saw.
Mate. How's it going?
These are the physical marks left behind by the landing gear of the UFO.
There we go. That's it.
And there were many scientific researchers that were able to study the landing site. So here's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's
9 foot tall.
Yeah, this links up to Russia.
All three-eyed aliens got out of the UFO and walked around the park. They all
yes, it's the flipping, what would you call that? It's a flipping microwave dishwasher, isn't it? Paper shredder. Yeah. Oh man, I want to do an episode on this. I might do it on Hidden Underbelly show. Yeah. Yeah, this is the case. Someone put in chat earlier, I can't remember what your name was. I think no, it's Maria, wasn't it, Maria? If you're still in chat. But yeah, this is the case with the symbol that reoccurred.
Also brought a walking robot that had no head. There were multiple kids that drew these kind of pictures, and there were adult witnesses. So
Yeah,
what in the heck was this all about? I mean, what is the point of UMMO to roll into this park with their fancy robots and tasers? It makes no sense. So from an UMMO perspective, they were sort of on a rescue mission.
It's like a fucking air conditioner with arms and legs. Oh, mate, I want to do an episode on this. This sounds like an interesting case. So which one's this? It's did I write that down right? I did, yeah. From 1989. Okay, I think that's September of 1989.
2 of their team members were stopped by a routine check by the local police, and they had to escape. So what you have here is a tall person that is dressed in one of their protective spacesuits.
It's hidden under
This robot is a mobile trash incinerator. Now, most likely, the 2 members that were getting picked up had to discard their civilian clothes and get suited up to be taken away. So the 9 foot, 3-eyed alien and the headless walking robot just added to the unbelievability of this entire incident.
How can you not say that with a straight face?
There were no pictures of that specific incident, but a little later on, I think in November,
yeah, right, yeah.
Someone did capture this picture in Voronezh. Now, I have no idea if this is an actual UMMO spherical craft or not, but the pictures have been analyzed. It is an interesting addition to the story, at least. And it's very interesting to know that the people of UMMO are 94% similar to us.
Didn't it? Yeah.
When most people think of aliens from another planet, they usually think about a gray alien like Skinny Bob here.
Oh, God. Right. I think we talked about Skinny Bob. I think it was on our last live stream. Mate, I'm just going to kind of avoid Skinny Bob until anything like legit comes out. I know the story came out again and is more or less like rehashing the same stories. Like, oh, well, the pixelation of the eyes when it blinks is like, look, that's not that's not good enough for me. I'm sorry. Interesting, nevertheless. But look, Skinny Bob video footage does not look like video footage from the 1940s. And I tell you what, I can probably just do a comparison. But again, depends on what camera they use. Look, there's so many different avenues. But yeah, Skinny Bob, interesting, nevertheless.
Without his sunglasses on. These are the only pictures that I know of that give us an idea of what the people of...
It's not pictures, they're actually paintings and drawings. What the hell is that? That's scary as hell. Look at that. Yeah.
UMMO look like. But now you know where you can go get more information about these particular visitors that are here trying to help us. This is just a basic introduction to a very big story.
It's big. Flipping now. Some of that Bonnie Blue would ride, mate. Honestly. Yeah, this is a very fascinating YouTube video. Obviously, it's BS, UFOs and Aliens, UMMO spacecraft analyzed. I shall put that link in description because I think it's worth go check it out. And plus, I don't really want a copyright. So if I put it in description, I think it gives him a bit of a fair shout. So yeah, the whole case, guys, on UMMO, it's just so crazy. And I really thought I had this down to a T. But unfortunately, I didn't. It's just crazy. It's one of those cases that just keeps going and going and going. Just going to bring my notes up one more time just to mention. Plate and video, UMMO, done that. Okay. Okay. Well, I think. Well, let's leave UMMO for the time being. I think I've bombarded you with enough stories for today in regard to that case. But we shall move on. I'll look into. I've got that written down there. That UFO incident in Russia, I believe, which I can't pronounce, and I'm not going to. But yeah, UMMO, such an interesting case, and I will do a follow-up when I buy the book and do a bit more research into it. But like I said, guys, I was like confusing myself, and the more detail I go into it, it might not make sense. So I thought I'd show you the videos so you can understand a basic background. So we've got UMMO, which is the planet. Letters came through a UFO community in Spain from a guy named Fernando, and he eventually popularized it throughout Spain and throughout France, and it's obviously detailing sort of the creation of humanity, of our species, advanced science about how the craft work, amongst a load of sort of scientific background. And I have to admit, it looks quite sciencey for the time, especially in the 1960s. So yeah, this is all right, S-Hammer. Yeah, and I'll promise, S-Hammers, I will make you a moderator. I just got to find your number, and then I can put you in. Because if I put your name in, it doesn't come up with your picture, and it's somebody else's. You know, there's like 4 people called S-Hammers on YouTube, believe it or not. So yeah, I've got that written down here, mate. But yeah, have a good weekend, and I'll catch you on another time, brother. And yeah, I shall keep smiling, even though it's been a pretty shit week. But yeah, but thanks for being here, man. It's because of you was why I keep doing this show. So yeah, and have a good weekend, man. Okay, cool. Right. So yeah, if you want more information on UMMO, there are some videos on there you can check out. I'm going to hold my pen and put it in my mouth because it looks more sophisticated. Can't even say the fucking word properly. What twat? All right, let's move on. Let's move on to... If you can hear orgasm noises, it's actually my missus playing the game. It's not. It's just her screaming. And yeah, she gets very annoyed when she's playing computer games, which I can tell she's losing at. So, right, let's put on. Oh, fucking hell, I hope you can't hear that. That's fucking terrible. Got to pop in there in a minute. Oh, what should I do? Sorry, chat. Just 2 seconds. I'm trying to think what I'm going to put up first. Yes, that was it. Sorry. Miles away. Fucking miles away. I've got it here. Fantastic. Righty tights. I'm sorry to do this to you guys. Okay. Fair enough. Yes, most likely. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, she's having a good time. It's fine. I'm here talking about flipping UFOs and flipping aliens that look like flipping air conditioners. Right. I'm really sorry to do this to you guys, but look, the man himself, she's a rage. Yes, mate, she is a rage gamer. We do have a bit of a rage bait, I have to admit. What am I playing at the moment? Oh, so me and the missus went to a gaming convention and I bought myself a PlayStation 2 and I bought a converter which you can put the 3 little inserts into HDMI and I can finally play SSX Tricky on the PS2. I've been waiting for a long period of time, but I'm not talking about games. I'm going to talk about. I'm so sorry to do this, guys. I'm really sorry. But when I listened to this, I was like, does make a point. I'm sorry. There's face. There's face. I'm so sorry. Right. We all know about Ross Coulthart and his. People say he's a grifter. People say he's there to give us disclosure on UFOs. And I have to admit, I do listen to News Nation, even though I do bash Ross Coulthart, whatever it's called. People call him Ross Cuntart. I don't know, a bit harsh, but anyway, I'm sure he's a lovely guy. But you have to admit, look, if you look at his face, it's almost like a sympathy face, like he's done something wrong, but he's giving you a little smirk. Yes. Yeah, but Rotary, if anyone who's a bit doubtful on Ross, we can listen to this, okay? I've been saying, just to sort of tie into this video, for a number of years of being on Alien Addict, I've been saying that the whole UFO community has obviously been hijacked. And I do feel that, yes, we have been lied to. Listen to what Ross has to say, because we're going to go, I told you so. And I feel like we're being played here. We're almost like given the truth about disclosure. It's almost like a soap opera. It's almost like a cliffhanger. Like, it's the end of the first season. It's like a massive cliffhanger. And then you have to wait till like season 2. And it's like the outcome of the beginning of season 2 is just not great. It's not satisfactory. And this is what's happening in ufology. It's like a big hype and big down, big hype, big down. So if it's going to happen in 2027 and then it comes to it and then nothing will happen and then something else will happen, it's just a thing that's going around in circles. So I just noticed the numbers drop on the stream because I put Ross Coulthart. No, I don't bloody blame you guys. But just listen to what he has to say, because it's sort of quite on point of what we're basically saying. How long is this? Okay, let's listen. I think it's just the first segment. Okay, just the first segment. So yeah, thank you for News Nation and Ross Coulthart for making me letting me use this video, and we'll most likely take the piss out of Ross's accent. Shrimp on the barbie.
G'day and welcome. I'm your host.
G'day and welcome. Close enough.
Ross Coulthart, albeit a little jet-lagged from flying across the world from the Consciousness Conference in Spain that I was attending.
Oh, I bloody rub it in. Bloody hell.
But yes, this is the Q&A, and here to help me through it is Megan Orada. G'day, Megan.
G'day.
Hey, Ross. How are you doing?
A little bit jet-lagged. Brain feels like I've been through a Mixmaster, but we'll get there in the end.
All right. Well, again, we thank you for all of your hard work out there in
Exactly.
the field. I will get straight to it for you. We will start this week. Some news out of the Hill. There allegedly is going to be a UAP hearing in Congress in September.
Right. Good point, Megan, for saying that. I will be doing a live stream of the UFO hearing. Yes, I promise you, because I said that if anything big happens, quotation marks, congressional hearings, yeah, okay, something big, I'll do a live stream on it, and that's in September. So we've got another month and a bit to go.
Our reporter, Joe Khalil with News Nation, he's on the Hill in D.C. He's helping us try to get some disclosure on this topic. He caught up with Rep. Eric Burleson this week, and here's what he told Joe.
Do we have any updates on hearing dates or anything like that?
We're looking at 1st of September.
We were trying to get some witnesses that have got firsthand experience. Some of those witnesses that we reached out to have either scheduling conflicts or do not want to be in a public hearing. So we're kind of going back to the drawing board, and we've got a list right now we're working on. David Grush is leading the effort to bring forward.
Remember, guys, ufology is a business, is an industry, is entertainment, and there's something else as well. Sorry, the burp. There you go. Leave it at that.
The witnesses that we will have in September. So that's what we're lining up. In addition, I've made an ask to the White House for our task force to get tours of Area 51, some of the other military installations, and to get a brief.
Really? God, that would be content, wouldn't it? Seen inside Area 51. That's ballsy. Well, I did hear that nothing to do with Epstein or some sort of information on that, basically saying that there's nothing to see here. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, I don't think so. If you can't get the truth about Epstein, we can't get the truth about UFOs. Look, it's just like it's one of the biggest kept secrets ever. All right, they're covering their backs, guys. But we'll continue. But listen very carefully what Ross Outcome have to say on this matter.
And so we're working with the White House to see if that can happen.
Wow, are they receptive?
They are. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, keep us posted on that, please. Is it challenging to get the firsthand witnesses because a lot of them are just nervous about coming forward? Is that your biggest hurdle?
Yes. I mean, it doesn't benefit their life in any way. I mean, if anything, their life gets totally disrupted. I mean, look at David Grush. Like, he lost all of his benefits, all of it, like his pension, his medical benefits. And, there's a huge sacrifice that these people have to make before they come forward.
Yeah. Can you just talk about how significant it would be if, under oath in Congress at a hearing, we actually had people who did claim to be firsthand witnesses versus what we've already seen?
Yeah, I mean, it'll get us one step closer,
I believe so.
Right? Because obviously everything we've heard so far is secondhand, people that have not directly been involved. So it will be at least one step closer. But for me, I want to be a firsthand witness. Yeah.
So isn't it great to see a mainstream news reporter like Joe asking questions about UAPs and a politician?
Mate, you put up a post. Or was it Lee mentioned it? It was before we did the show. And it might have been Lee. It might have been you, actually. No, I think it was you. Put something on X. And it's like a 3-parter on that word. I can't say on YouTube. Fucking hell, man. It's just like I only can like watch it in segments because it's just heartbreaking, man. Yeah. But that it's both. Yeah. Anyway, what you got to say, Ross?
Takes the issue seriously and recognizes that it's an issue that the public wants to know about. That's my first takeaway from seeing Rep. Eric Burleson talking to Joe, our correspondent on this issue. I just love it. I absolutely love it. You wouldn't have seen that 3 years ago. Okay, so what's happening with the potential hearing? Yes, as Rep. Eric Burleson says, there is planned for a hearing sometime in September, possibly on the 1st of September. There is an enormous amount of trouble in persuading new witnesses.
Is it, mate. It's like he's got this constant smirk, like a sympathy smirk, like, I'm sorry. Like, that is like, be nice, Nick, be nice. But yeah, I'm going to be honest, he's got a face that kind of want to slap. His face there. Matt Damon.
Come forward on the record in a public hearing. And frankly, who can blame them? One thing I would take issue with Rep. Burleson, respectfully, is he keeps on saying that there have been no first-hand witnesses.
Yes,
and this is a big issue of concern to people because it looks like Congress has got a kind of a selective amnesia with the evidence of Jake Barber. Jake Barber is a first-hand witness. Jake Barber has already given his evidence in camera to the Senate Select Committee for Intelligence, where he's detailed in excruciating detail what he knows about the retrieval program being run by the military and by a specific defense contractor, a major specific defense contractor at a site he euphemistically calls the Range.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on Jake Barber. I do believe in one way that he believes that he saw something to do with extraterrestrial or advanced technology or human side. I don't know. The guy, I do believe to a certain degree. Like I said, I'm 50-50 with the guy. In terms of the evidence, I mean, I'm not really blown away. I sounded Australian then, blown away by the footage that he brought out of the egg-shaped craft, which we did talk about on Alien Addict. I think we did, yeah. Yeah, I guess. But he hasn't really told what he knows about the program itself. I mean, a lot of these whistleblowers that come forward, again, there's a lot of trust me bros, but remember when Stephen Greer was interviewed on Third Phase of the Moon, and he made a very good point. He says, look, we need hard evidence now. We need some sort of evidence to back up these claims, because we are relying on trust me bros. And who knows is going to come forward during the congressional hearings in September. I mean, we just need something, more proof, more to solidify what they're actually saying. Yeah.
There is absolute black and white detail in the files of the Senate Select Committee for Intelligence that was provided last year by Jake Barber.
Empty promises.
Frankly, I do think it's time for people to start asking, what the hell is the Senate Select Committee for Intelligence doing with all of this information that's being given in camera by first-hand witnesses? Because Jake's not the only one. And I think a lot of first-hand witnesses really are looking at Congress. I don't doubt for a moment that Representative Anna Paulina Luna and Representative Eric Burleson are absolutely legit in their attitudes to try and get to the truth of this matter.
Hey.
My issue is...
Benjamin for God's sake, Matt Damon. Benjamin Manning Music, welcome in, man. Sorry I'm late. I was playing a gig and singing a song called The Chosen Ones. I wrote about UFOs. Awesome, man. It was fun, but missed your show. Hey, don't worry, man. It's all good. We're not going anywhere, man. But yeah, I hope your gig went well. And yeah, your music. Could you find, or can I find it? Sorry, 420 hard. Can I find it on Spotify by any chance? What do I put in, Benjamin, to find your music? I'm just really interested to hear what you play.
With the Senate, I don't think that the Senate Select Committee for Intelligence or the Senate Armed Services Committee are playing an entirely straight bat with the way that they're responding and being seen to respond to the issue of first-hand witnesses. Are they absolutely serious? Are senators in particular, when they're... Because one of the problems that we have with this whole issue is... Yes, the Oversight Committee is doing a noble job down there in the House trying to get into this issue, but the committees that have the full powers to ask all the hard questions of the intelligence community and the military are the ones that are cleared to do that, and that's particularly in the Senate, it's the Senate Intelligence Committee and the Senate Armed Services Committee. They're the committees that have the members that have the clearances to ask the hard questions and to really get to the issue, particularly in closed hearings. Now, I know I've spoken to staffers in the Senate Intelligence Committee who have confirmed what I've been told by first-hand witnesses, that evidence has been given to the Senate. And
right, okay. So you say, look at his bloody face again when he pulls it, like a demon, isn't it? So there has been some sort of evidence. God knows what that bloody means in terms of like actual physical evidence, or is it just like a piece of paper with a bit of note written on it? Notes written on it. Sorry, me speaking too fast. Elizondo and others have claimed to have limits on what they can say. Yeah, even Lou Elizondo said himself. He said It said, if I manage to come forward in the skiff to tell what I know, he said he still can't tell anyone about it. So, well, there's your disclosure, guys. Like, fucking hell. I mean, he was there at the congressional hearings, doing his thing. Oh, yes, you can find him in music on, Spotify, Benjamin Manning. Okay, man. So what? I'll write that down because I've got a brain like a fucking sieve. I swear to God, the weed just... it reduces my brain cells every time I take a puff from it. I'm going to be honest with you. Thing is, I do like strong weed. I don't like weak stuff. I just like after like I come from the gym or like work out, I need something that's gonna zonk me out. Do you know what I mean? Brothers and sisters, see what I mean? I can't fucking speak, brothers and sisters. Right, Jam. I'm just gonna write that down, Benjamin, because I will forget. Okay, cool. So when I'm at work tomorrow, I'll have a little candle eating music, mate. So yeah. But yeah, hope your gig went well. I hope it went well. Spin doctor, whatever that means. Very, really sorry, mate. Catastrophic disclosure. Oh God. So that means it's like one massive. If I'm right, Moody, over here, Moody, catastrophic disclosure means that everything's going to come out at once, like massive amounts of evidence has to going to absolutely blow the lid wide open. Is that what it means? And not a slow drip disclosure? Yeah, because people say catastrophic disclosure. I'm not too sure what concept they're talking about, because people got different interpretations. Like people say, oh, disclosure is all about secret technology. It's like, well, no, it's all about, well, back in the day, it was all about disclosing aliens and extraterrestrials and stuff like that. So I was a stoner for 6 years, every day and night. Yes, same here, mate. Yeah, I stopped smoking it for like 6 months, to be honest with you. Sometimes your body goes, maybe just take a break. I think my body is like going, I think you kind of need it, because I am a bit of a stoner. You all know that. Look at me and hidden, for Christ's sake. We'll get to Ross because he mentioned something really good. Elizondo lost me. He got me 3 strikes. Yes, well, it's like 4 for me in this one. The crop watering pitch was the last straw. Yeah, that's fucking embarrassing, mate, honestly. A trustworthy guy in ufology. Yeah, right. Give me a break. Right, just a couple of more minutes, because Ross, the man himself, does make a bit of a point. Listen.
Part of the issue for the House Oversight Committee that this subcommittee is part of, that Rep Burleson is on, is it doesn't have all of the clearances still to be able to listen to the evidence that a lot of these people have. This is such a highly classified subject within the United States that the special access programs, including waived, unacknowledged special access programs that contain compartmentalized programs that are hiding this UAP program, they are extremely closely protected and secured. And the House Oversight Committee subcommittee that we're looking at here just doesn't have the power to ask questions about it. So I don't want to get people's hopes up. I mean, the bottom line is, I think we're entitled to be skeptical about the good intentions of some in the Senate who say that they are disclosure people, but frankly, aren't really at all. And I can sense and understand the frustration of the people in the House who are genuinely trying to do the right thing. But frankly, I think at some stage we've got to ask ourselves, are we being played? And I do think we're being played.
Ross.
I think there are certain senators in particular who are making noises about being pro-disclosure and pro-transparency. And frankly, I think they know full well about this program, this highly compartmentalized program. I think they have been read into it. And I think part of the issue now for Congress is that there are parts of the Congress that have been read into the secret retrieval and reverse engineering program, and they don't think you've got the right to know about it. And I suspect also at the Trump White House level, I think Trump has drunk the Kool-Aid with sections of the national security industry, who have told him that this is far too important a program to jeopardize by bringing it into the public arena before Congress.
Awesome, mate.
So yes, I suspect very, very much that we're being played right now, and I'm beginning to get very, very cynical. Even though there are good intentions from the good people in the House Oversight Subcommittee that's looking at this issue, Anna Paulina's committee, the Transparency Committee, I have a real problem with what's going on at Senate level, and I think that there are certain key senators that are actively obfuscating and blocking the public's right to know, and I'm going to start calling them out shortly. I think it's really important that people realize we're being played.
Oh, is that music to my ears, mate? Yes. I think he's right on that one. I'm going to be honest with you. Well, look at his bloody face, Ross. Oh my God, look at that smirk. Oh, can I take a screenshot? Please, can I take a screenshot? I was going to use it as a thumbnail. Never mind. Okay. Well, anyway, the man himself saying that move over, okay. Yes, in fact, we're all being played. Look, I do believe there are some good intentions from, like I said, the people in the House committee, but the Senate committee, I do believe they're obviously being restricted on the amount of information they're putting forward in terms of disclosure. Is what they're going to bring forward. Is it military technology? Is hidden technology that we don't know about, related to something extraterrestrial? But this is it. Yes, it was the Aussie smirk, mate. Bloody smirk. Oh, mate, just face you want to slap in a nice way. But yeah, I just, my hopeful disclosure is gone down the pan. And it doesn't matter if we're having congressional hearings. Like I mentioned in my previous live streams, that look, it's good we're actually talking about subject, but is the subject going in the right direction? And I always said, no, it's not. We're being restricted on what information that is being available to the public. And I'm sick and tired of skiffs. No, we want to be told, and we want to be told. Where's transparency in ufology at the moment? I'm not talking about the community. I'm just talking about like the amount of evidence coming forward. Like whistleblowers used to have evidence put forward, and now it's just like hearsay stuff. And I just find the direction of ufology, the direction of disclosure, I should say, it's just not going in the right direction. It really ain't. But I do believe there are people out there, like I said, in the Senate committee, like Anna Paulina Luna, who just are. Look, some people are skeptical about her progress forward in the Trump administration. But I think there is some sort of curiosity about UFOs. I really do. In terms of transparency, I think we all had our hopes up when Trump came into office. You know, I did. And it's more swindled, like 50-50, really. So, but I have to admit, Ross did make good points in that. Are we being played? And absolutely, fuck yeah, we've been played. So you can put your shrimp on the barbie and call yourself a Shayla. Stupid. Anyway, right, let's get off that. Let's bring up notes. We, the people, have woken up to their control. Yeah, people have seen way through the gaps now. And me and Lee were talking about the UFO community and how it's just like so fucking fractured. I've never seen anything like it. And the drama going down. A subject that we don't talk about on the show. Oh, hold on. Yes. Which episode was it? If you go to Spotify, Paul, and me and Lee talked about our experiences on Super Mario mushrooms, as one would say, and our experiences, and it's more or less like the same connection. I think I misinterpreted your question there. I think I just 420'd and I just like fucking Chinese eyes, man. But I'm gonna read your comment properly. We are mushrooms fed on shit and kept in the dark. Yes, okay, I understand your comment. Yes, absolutely 100% right. In terms of any information coming forward, whether or not it's to do with that jibby jabby and the the pandemic, I can't say those words, but even like that chem word that I always mention that I can't say on YouTube, trying to beat the algorithms. But no, you are right, mate. You are right. We are pretty much kept in the dark. We're just not going to get any information on anything. So I think now a lot of people who would watch like the BBC and ITV News and sort of getting a realistic grasp on what's really happening, and they're more or less getting their information from like Twitter, TikTok. Not necessarily saying that's like a good thing, but depends on what avenue you go down, But yeah, I think what Rotary was saying here, that the tide is shifting. I think people are definitely woken up and they're seeing the true side of things, really. Let's just go through. What have I got for notes? I'll tell you what. Let's bring up Twitter. Oh, what's this? Jason Sands. Okay, we'll just go through Twitter just quickly, and we'll end up finishing the show.
At a location.
So ufology as a whole is a lot of regurgitated stuff that we already know. Okay, so-called credible people. I remember Jason Sands being on a certain YouTube channel, and he was called someone else. I remember it was a panel show. I can't remember what show it was. And he was called, I can't remember, but it wasn't Jason Sands. And it's like, why did you come forward on this podcast and fake your name and had these wild accusations and then don't end up speaking to that person? But yeah, it's like the whole thing doesn't really make a whole logical sense, in my opinion. But nevertheless, let's listen. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Idiot.
When you're in a leadership role at the DoD level, and whoever else might be involved, the secretaries, they don't need to know what's going on, like at a location, and know that we wheeled in something today and we worked on it this way and we worked on that. They don't need to know all that stuff. They just need in general to know that, all right, do you have your budget? Do you have problems? And then sometimes there's a issue that arrives where they have to go to the site and they will see, the people that are working at that tactical level. But that, for the most part, when you're talking the leadership level, they just have that, I know something's going on, but I don't know all the detail. Right. When you're in a leadership role at the DoD level.
Would you say? Oh, right, that's it. Yeah, do you know what? I couldn't think of the channel. Yeah, Goof On with that was a few years ago, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, as Tim, right? Okay. Yeah, so no, it's been a while since I've seen that interview. I'm gonna be honest with Jason Sands when he was on Joe Rogan. It seems like a lot of like, what I'll describe it like tossing word salad. Does that make sense? It's almost like it's stuff that we already knew in ufology. Like nothing was relatively new in terms of reptilians. I mean, the only thing that people latched onto was the blue being that he saw. But I just don't know about these people. Look, like I said, guys, look, I do believe there is extraterrestrials visiting this planet. There are something going on, and the truth is being hidden. But people like Jason Sands is not going to give you the truth. In fact, it's sort of leading the community in different avenues. I mean, yes, he's regurgitating stories that we already heard, but it's like, look over here, but actually you need to look over here. Do you understand what I mean? It's pushing the direction of ufology in a different direction. I think it adds more questions than answers. Yeah, some people say it's a scam. I mean, you always got to ask yourself why. Why is he coming forward? Is he just doing it for the grift, for the money? Is there a lot of money to make out of ufology? I don't know. It depends on what avenue you are, isn't it? Depends on how much followings you get. I mean, to go on Joe Rogan is pretty damning, isn't it? When you look at it, I give these people about 5 years to prove themselves, and if not in that time, I mean, I have to admit, as years go by, that the years go smaller and smaller, and you can sort of make a pretty much assessment of these people, and it's just immediately, it's just a bunch of trust me bros, a lot of regurgitated stories, and stories that really lead nowhere. In fact, leads more questions than answers, in my opinion. But anyway, Roswell. It's a case that I have spoken to Hidden about, like whether or not we want to do a show on it. And to be honest with you, I think it's a never-ending cycle, isn't it? I mean, it's the first big UFO crash. Well, actually, and it was actually Aztec when you want to look at it, because that was the first one. In technical public appearance, it was Aztec. Came out in the 50s, and then Roswell story came out in the 1970s, I believe. All these whistleblowers are part of a dog and pony show. Yes, it's all about Heart and Minds campaign. It is, like I keep saying, it's a business and it's industry. Where they're pushing the direction of the conversation is definitely in a different direction, or keeping people on their toes. In one way, that's how they keep the community. Like I said, Skinny Bob came back out again. Like, fucking hell, like, how many times has that been brought out? And then drones will appear, then there'll be something else, and then something new, and then something old gets brought up again. So I think we're past 1984, mate. I think we're, when I said to Lee on the podcast, he said 1984, that was like back in like 2008. We're in fucking Stanley Kubrick sort of time, just more than a fucking clown show. I can't remember what he said, Lee. It was really interesting what he was talking about that. But yeah, I think we're beyond 1984, in my opinion, at this stage. So yeah, let's just play this. Something to do with Roswell. Might bring up at some point.
Major Marcel is a combat veteran who shot down 5 enemy planes in World War II.
Did he, though?
A local rancher brought Major Marcel to a crash site located on a remote area of his ranch. They were astonished to find the vast amount of wreckage.
One thing I was certain of, being familiar with all our activities, that it was not a weather balloon, nor an aircraft, nor a missile. It was something else, which we didn't know what it was. They were just fragments strewn all over the area, an area about 3/4 of a mile long and several hundred feet wide. So we proceeded to pick up the parts. A lot of it had a lot of little members with symbols that, to me, I call them hieroglyphics because I could not interpret them, could not be read. They were just like symbols of something that meant something. These little members could not be broken.
Oh, interesting.
Could not be burned. I even tried to burn that. It would not burn. See, that stuff weighs nothing. It's not any thicker than tinfoil in a pack of cigarettes. Says, I tried to bend this stuff. Says, it will not bend. Says, we did all we could to bend it. It would not bend.
I tell you what's back in fashion, mate. Flipping hairstyle, got curtains, haven't I? Back to the fucking show. They're terrible. Mate, I've seen some really bad haircuts, like flipping mullets. So I can't flip and complain with my 90s boy band haircut.
Says, we even tried making
hairstyle,
a dent in it with
say.
a 16-pound sledgehammer. He says, still no dent in it.
A woman working in a radio station in Albuquerque, New Mexico, started to transmit on a news wire the story of Major Marcel's recovery of a crashed flying saucer. The FBI interrupted that communication with the statement, "Do not continue this transmission." An official Army press release was put out announcing the capture of portions of a flying saucer.
Oh,
Major
right.
Marcel escorted the
Okay.
wreckage on a
Yeah, I've read about
B-29
those.
to
Let's
Carswell
put
Air
it on
Force
there.
Base.
Yeah.
The press was
Yeah.
waiting for him, but he was told not to say anything by his commander, General Ramey.
The newsmen saw very little of that material, very small portion of it. And none of the important things, like these members that had these hieroglyphics
All right,
or
sweet.
markings on. They wanted me to tell them
All right, sweet, Moody. I'll check that out, mate. Was that recently he uploaded the video?
about it, and I couldn't say anything. And when the general came in, he told me not to say anything, that he would handle it.
Yeah, the thing is with Jesse Marcel, I don't understand why he didn't see the bodies. It's only till later, from my research. I mean, this is like donkey's years ago, which I need to sort of do a recap on Roswell. Why didn't he see the bodies? But this is the thing with Roswell, and I was explaining it to Hidden. I says, look, as someone who looks into the history of ufology, I like to read books. It's where I get primarily a lot of my information from, is to see what they were seeing. Oh, sorry, what they were saying back then compared to what it is now. There are thousands of books on Roswell, and I guarantee every single one would have the same story, but just twisted in a different manner or added little bits of detail. And it's those details that it just adds fuel to the story. It's like adding fuel to fire. And it just like keeps snowballing. It just keeps rolling and spreading and spreading. And eventually it's just, you got a cascade of just information like full of shit. It's just, it's like a roaring fire, so to speak. And you just can't make it. Everything's just burning at the scene. And you're just going, what? I just can't make it. In one way, I can't see the forest through the trees. That's what I'm trying to say. Man, see what happens when I 420? Can't put a sentence together. But in terms of Jesse Marcel, I don't know, man, with Roswell. I'm going back and forth on this case. Really don't know. I really don't. I could touch upon it. I don't really want to dedicate a whole episode on Roswell. Could do. Let me speak to Hidden. About a month ago or so, Nick. Okay, all right, man. I'll go check it out. To be honest with you, with Professor Simon Holland, I mean, a lot of stuff with the science stuff kind of goes over my head a little bit. But if it's explained simply, so I can understand, like a thick as pig shit that I am, I might be able to understand the science. But you can see I'm not a science major. You know, yeah, it's like the science behind the UFO of UMMO, like the craft behind it. I was just like, what? Like, there was a science behind it. It just goes right over my head. If that science is real. But no, I'll go check it out, man. Yeah, much appreciated. Right, let's see. What else we got on Twitter I can bitch and moan about? No, don't go there. Don't go there again. Yeah, I tell you what, 9/11 Revisionist put this up, and I'm still seeing this. I'm truly baffled. The media and just this, even like social media, taking these two people and writing it for what it's worth. And he made a really good comment here. I'm going to read it for yourself. It's just that the fact that more people know about these two than the flipping person who shot up, Sandy thingy and all that. Do you know what I mean? I can't say the word. It just shows in one way you could say it's a distraction. It's like, look at these couple, look what they did. Let's dox them. Let's ruin their lives. Let's find out who they actually are. It's like, whoa, man, like, don't fucking yeah, I'm not condoning anything that they've done. Obviously cheated and all that. But it was just like the savagery behind people just want to dig the dirt on people, and it really shows the real nasty side of human civilization. It's like, if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd be pissed off, wouldn't you? It's like, could you just not leave these people alone? There's nothing to fucking do with you. But it just became like a meme. It became a GIF. In one way, it's like trolling. Again, I'm not condoning these people. It's just like, man, okay, let's leave these people alone. It's just like, that's why it's like, it's nothing to do with people. Okay, they fucked up. Let's move on with life. Give it like a week and people will move on. But it's been a week and I keep fucking seeing it. It's pissing me off. But, 9/11 Revisionist made a really good point here. If you want to go read it, which I'm not, because I'm going to fuck it up completely. But he made a really good point, and that's what I'm trying to say. UFO Joe put this really good post. It says, this is to do with the fire on Area 51. So this is, you put this here. I'm going to read this really badly. This is how you make a post go viral. Share inaccurate information and sensationalize it for the maximum engagement. It works well. Oh, and add the braking and plus MOG, the fire or the siren alarm is, yeah. And this was to do with the fire at Area 51. It was nothing to do with Area 51. Nothing to do with it. It was to do with about 30 miles I think west, I believe, to do with this. What was it saying here? Fire remains active. 30,786 acres. Bloody hell. So yeah, nothing to do with Area 51. But I just kept on seeing it. Like when me and Lee were doing a podcast, it was a couple of weeks ago. It was like, oh, should we talk about the fire in Area 51? I was like, look, I think that's been debunked, man. I think it's been debunked. But oh, bugger fear, that can go away. I think that's it, guys. I think that is it. I don't have a lot on Twitter. Let's just go through chat one more time. Let's have a little look. See what we've got here. Okay, I think I'm missing the point there, Rory. I recommend Paul M. Shutter. He is an astrophysicist, author and science communicator. He explains things I can understand. Okay, I'll write that down. So Peter. Yeah, if it's simplified for me to understand, and I'm all good for it. I just, like I said, I swear to God, the weed is just getting more stronger, and it's okay. That's why half the time I don't know what you guys are talking about. But no, honestly, I love the chat. Just keeps on going. It's absolutely awesome. So I think that's it. Let me just go through my notes one more time just to see if I missed anything. Oh, just a couple of more things. Just some very short videos to show you. That was sent to me. This is the first one. I think this might be a meteorite. Check this out. You can see. Hold on. Sparkling. Look at that.
Oh shit!
Like pixie fairy dust behind it. I think it might be. It's me putting my science hat on now. So if this was a meteorite,
Somebody explain.
It's going to react with the atmosphere, so it might give off like ice crystals or something like that.
What are the sparkly glitter things behind it?
I don't know.
Dude, what is that?
Ice crystals. Fucking meteorite.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Take your bell. Who was there? A SpaceX rocket breaking up. Mate, I'm too. I'm in a happy place. I'm not too sure. Let me just go back again. Oh yeah, actually, I have seen rockets break up. Let's go back to the beginning.
What are things behind it?
Yeah, it's all a bit sparkly, like Tinker. Let's have a look. Forward.
Look at that! Look at that! What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's an asteroid for sure, dude.
I don't know. Was it confirmed to be an asteroid or a rocket or missile? Well, SpaceX rocket breaking up.
It's the fucking atmosphere. Asteroid.
I don't know, man. I'll be shit myself if I saw that. I'll be like, ah, shit. Right, I got one more video here. Hey, thank you, Rory, for gifting one Alien Addict membership. Much appreciated, man. And give it to John Stokes because he went green. John, you went green, buddy. I think that's for you. But yeah, much appreciated, Rory. I still need to figure all that stuff out. But no, much appreciated, brother. It really is much appreciated. Can anyone get hold of Nick? Some sort of issue? Can you hear me? Is it all good, Rebecca? Can you hear me all right? Something to do with the sound? Or is it me just too stoned? But no, once again, thank you, Rotary. And yeah, enjoy, John. Yeah. Oh, That's it. Ollie said with memberships, I can add like extra videos, which I could do actually. I'm looking to add like an extra video, not like a live stream, but a video for Alien Addict once a week. But we'll see. But no, once again, Rory, thanks so much, brother. Thank you. It's much appreciated. Right, let's move on to the last video, just really quickly. I do see this in the sky from time to time, but I would honestly say we do have some festivals nearby. But check this out. Talking about lights in the sky. Look at this.
Hey?
This is in Warwick, UK, and these are multiple lights spotted in the sky.
To report this to? This is just really strange. I mean, if I zoom in, it becomes... It just looks like they're all the same size. My phone's not good enough to... Every one of them is the same size.
Yeah. My first thoughts is... Hold on. Is that it's a light projection in the sky. Sometimes I see like moving lights and it goes into a unison of patterns. And yeah, it's mostly when festivals. It kind of looks like that, but let's just continue.
Yeah? And they're all in the same formation. They haven't moved out of formation.
It's widespread, isn't it, actually, when you look at it? It's not like... Because the lights I've seen when the festivals are nearby me is only concentrated in a very small amount of area. This seems to be quite widespread, actually.
So they have moved from there in the last 10 minutes across to there. Slowly.
Is he filming on a bloody potato camera?
Slowly. And if it's that windy like it is...
Oh, there's another UFO right there. See ya?
Surely they'd move a little bit quicker.
Officially strange. That guy's Edwards, look at that.
And if it's that windy like it is, surely they'd move a little bit quicker.
Okay, anyway. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I'd want to say, innit? I most likely, if I was a debunker in the Mick West, that is most likely projection of lights, but who knows? Thing is, you didn't see it disappear. This is the other thing, you know. Did it switch off like a light bulb? Who knows? So yeah, there we go. Yeah, pyrotechnic lights. Yeah, I thought that, Sophia, to be honest with you. I did think of that, to be honest. More logical explanation. And to be honest, I have seen lights like that. Looks just like that in the sky, just moving. And this obviously was stationary. But nevertheless, pretty good. What if those lights are connected to SpaceX and ISS? Oh, one more thing. Talking about the ISS. Hangs tight. One more video I want to bring up. Okay, 2 seconds. Alien Addict. So the other day, I filmed something in the sky. Sorry for the radio silence. 2 seconds. I'm going to bring this video up. Okay, here we go. Right. And you might see another me. There I am. So a couple of days ago, I was outside doing a bit of sky. Shut up, Nick. And this is what I caught in the sky. Check this out. We'll just debunk this and then we'll end the show. Is this taken on a potato camera? Yes, it is. So as you can see, this ball of light flew quite low in orbit.
That is not a plane.
Exactly, Nick. It's not a plane. And I have to admit, I thought it was a satellite. at first, but then it got closer. It got quite bright. I have seen these balls of light go through the clouds, and there is one video I've got, which I might upload to Alien Addict, and you can see this ball of light. You see it go through the clouds, and then eventually it picks up speed, and it's just like this. Let's just play the video.
Look. Big
It
light
looks
in the
quite
sky.
bright for the ISS, the International Space Station. It's a bright one.
There you go.
Look, got a proper zoom in it. Look at that. That was taken. Oh fucking hell! Oh mate, the date I can't remember. The time was round about. It wasn't dark. If you have a look at the video, sorry, I put it a bit bigger for you guys. It wasn't like dark. It was still a little bit light in the sky. You can see here, it goes off in the distance, and then I film a plane just to show you comparison. Wait for it. Hold on. Look, you see, it's still not dark. It's still not dark. So in one way, I thought maybe it's the International Space Station flying past, and the sun is still more or less not quite sunset, as you can see here, and is actually giving off the sunlight off the space station itself due to the sun. It's like the perspective basically is why it's glowing like a ball of light. But let's show you this.
For context, let me just show you what a plane looks like in the sky.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
That's a plane.
Yeah, no shit.
Clearly, you can see the navigation lights on there.
No, it's not a plane because the pixels don't match up.
And what we just witnessed not long ago was obviously a big ball of light. Too bright to be a satellite. I know that for sure.
Oh, fucking hell.
But just for
Oh, hold on.
context, that is a plane.
Thank you, Nick. Hold on. 2 seconds. When the sun is reflecting off it down towards the earth, yep, it can make... Yes, it's the same for a plane when the sun is shining at... It hits like... The certain part of the plane is like the right part of where the sun is shining. It looks like a big ball of light. Like it's huge. And it could be in the daytime. You can see this thing. And I think that's what you're talking about here, Moody. Do apologize. So yep, it will make the camera show a black dot in the middle. Ah, right. Okay. It's overloading the camera with sunlight. Okay. Good point. Because when you zoomed in, it did look dark in the middle. I'm going to upgrade to a 4K camcorder. Jesus Christ, 4K camcorder. So when I can do my trail analysis videos, I'm over here, and I can film into these balls of light to see what they actually look like. And everyone keeps on saying it looks like bloody plasma orbs. Not too sure on that one. So it looks like it's rotating. Yeah, the thing. Yeah, the thing is with that, because once I've zoomed in like all the way into the camcorder, if I zoomed in fully into the object with the camcorder, it goes really pixelated, and I think it's just the... Let's just go back again, because I think she pop-up said the same thing. It looks like it's rotating. Let's have a look. Watch it get teleported in a minute. Shh, fucking say it. Word, no, I can't say it. Can't say it.
That is not a plane.
Right, you see what I mean?
Context. Look. Big light in the sky.
Hold on, I'm going to go back a bit. Hold on. Yeah, I think because once I zoomed in, it looks like it's given a perspective. The object's actually turning. And remember what Moody said about the black dot in the middle. There we go. See? Yeah. I tell you what, I'll do a follow-up on this. And I'll do a stabilization so it's not jerking around all over the place. Yeah, I'm not sure,
That is
man.
not a plane.
Okay, but anyway, the first thing that I did, I went straight into a tracker to track the ISS. And basically, sorry, this is where the path. So this was taken about 45 minutes after, but I did a screen recording momentarily after the sighting itself, and here it is. I'm based upon, sorry guys, can't zoom in, where it says Bath is, where near there, and the line going past is where the satellite went past. There's a satellite, and it went all the way across there like that. Now, if I go back to the screen recording, I would say personally, myself, the ISS was too far south. It was way too south. It didn't really, because that orb of light went right over, literally right over my place. And the ISS right there, I think it was too far, like I said, too far south, in my opinion. Again, the perspective on what I'm actually seeing, due to the altitude, maybe it might have been it. It seems to be in a close proximity. If I go back just one more time, just to show you where the satellite was, this was probably about 20 minutes after the object flew past. So, and it was traveling quite at a relatively good speed. So my first conclusion was like, right, okay, this must be the ISS, because like Moody was saying, the reflection in the sunlight, it gave the perspective that is a big ball of light. And you could treat the same sort of scenario when a plane is reflected in the sunlight. It's given, the plane hits it right bang on to a certain perspective where the sun produce like this massive like ball of light around the airplane. And I think maybe this is what you're actually seeing here, but I think it's just too far south. I don't know, but that's for me to investigate it. I thought, just look into it quickly, and I thought, maybe. And then I found other comparisons. The International Space Station travels through the sky in Baltimore right here.
Well, it was a sight to see in the skies tonight. Just a couple of hours ago, the International Space
And this is what I
Station
put.
flew
This is my
right
video.
above Baltimore.
Yeah, take a look. You can see the bright, steady light, almost like a star moving quickly across the sky. The question is, will we be continued? Oh my goodness, will we continue to see those?
Sounds like me, doesn't it? All right, Nick, calm
But a
down.
word at Edgeway.
Sure.
So here we go, guys. Look, we need to go through other sources to see whether or not I saw in the sky.
Okay, so yeah, that's a video that I put on Alien Addict, sort of almost like debunking my video, but at the same time, I think, well, maybe the satellite could have given a perspective to the reflection of the sun. Maybe it's what actually passed through. But again, I think it was probably a bit too far south. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was a big ball of light. And I would agree with Sheepop Pop that the fact that the ISS obviously is in orbit, but this ball of light that I filmed here looked a lot brighter. Let's go back to the beginning just to show you. From my perspective anyway, guys, it looked quite bright. But anyway, if you want to go find that video, go check it out. It's on Alien Addict's channel. Go check it out. So yeah, it was the last video I put out. So there we go. Possibly we call faking gay. Look at my fucking hair. It's terrible. It's like 90s hairstyle. I was going to wear a vest today, and I looked at the screen now, and I'm going, oh, it kind of looks kind of gay. I went to the missus. I was wearing a vest. I was like, do I look gay in this? I was like, she's like, look, someone out of the fucking Backstreet Boys. I'm like, I'm going to put a t-shirt on. Yes, the ISS can be very bright. In fact, when I do a lot of my time-lapse videos, it picks up like a lot of satellites, a lot of meteorites. I mean, no, it's fast-paced, but you'd be quite surprised how bright it is. But I'm going to be honest, Well, put it this way, I will keep an eye out for the ISS when it just makes it rounds again. It did the other day when it was clear sky, but it was way too far south and I didn't see it. But I will keep my eye out on that one because I thought it was quite interesting anyway to see if it is the ISS. How many nationalities are on the space station? Oh, fuck, I don't know. God knows, mate. Or there are factories in the atmosphere. Oh, I was going to say factories in the atmosphere. No, there are factors like atmosphere difference at times. The films were made. Also, do you know what? I'm just going to end the show because I've 420'd way too hard. And just like I said, I miss Jenny. Me too. Jenny, come back. Baby, come back. Yeah, Jenny will probably make an appearance next week. So what I'm going to do, just for me to just call her Jenny. She'll make an appearance back. I want to go through my old magazine here from 1997. Well, we'll pick a date because we're coming up to next week's show would be the 1st of August, right? So I'm going to pick a UFO magazine from the August time period from, I don't know, 1991, 1992, maybe the 80s, maybe the 70s, and see what they were saying back then compared to what it is now. Also, one more thing, I want to bring up a documentary. I'm not going to show you now, play it now, but I'm just going to show you what it is. It's an old one. I found a YouTube channel that's got loads of old style documentaries on UFOs. I want to go back to 1979. UFOs are real. And I want to be playing, I don't know, like 10-15 minute segments. Hey, that's Randall Stevens.
Flight test mission with an F-100. And
That's,
I'm actually pulled either manually, automatically, or
oh, it's only coming through one ear. I'll find a different video for that. But yeah, that's the guy that's got all the rare books I've been buying. And he's the author of that book there. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'll be playing that on next week's show. And we'll just do like a follow-up on ufology and see if anything's new going down. So yeah, I'm going to kick it off, man. And try not to 420 too hard. The weed, I tell you, it's getting stronger. It really is. It wasn't Gary Busey. It was the weed I had last week. It was Gary something. He's a basketball player, a famous basketball player, and that was good. Alien Dog. Yes, that's it. That's what I smoke, and it's fucking strong. Excuse me. Yeah, it's like it just. I swear to God, it destroys my brain cells. See, can't even put a word of Edgeway. Word of Edgeway. See, this is why I got into the show now. But I tell you what, you want to relax, baby? Have some Alien Dog, 100%. So yeah, we do like a bit of 420 on the show, absolutely. But yes, guys, come say goodbyes. I'm going to end the show now. Oh, really? Well, I have to admit that the smell has got a lot stronger. And I don't know how to grow weed. I've never grown it. I don't know how dealers do it, but everyone that says that they use a certain chemical to make the weed plant produce flower, which is basically potassium. But I think the potassium they use for the plant, it's more or less not a good chemical, because if I remember rightly, if you put a chemical into the plant and you want it to get rid of the chemicals, you've got to feed it with water continuously for about a couple of weeks to flush out all the chemicals. But again, you just don't know what weed you're getting. But my God, like some of the weed, you smell it, like, fucking hell, that's real strong. And it knocks me out, man. Fucking hell. Where'd you get your weed? I ain't telling you that, man. No way. Could you put in the company, please? Oh, sorry, Benjamin. Is it Cureleaf? Is that the prescription? Just out of curiosity. Because I don't mind having that. If it's good weed. Oh my God. Sorry. But run to the... Oh yes, and my Sky time lapse. Yes, please do. It's much appreciated. Yes, let's yeah, do you know what? Skunk. Yeah, Curaleaf. Thank you. That was it. Thank you very much. So I guess you pay, isn't it? Subscription wise, isn't it? Like £50. I'll look into it. I'm not going to get into personal stuff. Let's not do that. But Nick, you can grow weed. I bet Monster Weed giving you green fingers. No, I've always been green fingered, mate. I also call BS on the chemical flower thing. Oh, right. All you need is 24 hours light less. Oh, okay. Well, it shows you how much I know about hydroponics and stuff like that. You know, again, there's a whole different process of growing that type of plant. But for me, it's like a flipping tomato plant. You know, you just feed it with tomato feed. Mate, you can't type. I can't fucking read or speak, so don't worry, mate. But yeah, it's like a whole different process behind it. But like my parents, especially my dad, who still smokes it for his back problems, I said it's definitely got a lot stronger, you know. So yeah, Curly, thank you, Benjamin, much appreciated. I'll go check it out. So yeah, guys, that's it. I'm gonna end the show right there, so come say your final goodbyes. And if you do like Alien Addict and you do appreciate what I do, please like and subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. And we'll see you next week for another live show on Alien Addict. So just remember, guys, they're watching you, they're watching us, but we're watching them. I'll see you next Friday. Have a good weekend. Don't diss my ball of light, all right? Give it a chance, for fuck's sake. Jenny, love you, babe, whenever you are. I hope your fucking missus don't hear that. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone in chat. Much appreciated. And I will check your music out. I'm going to put it on my Spotify now so I can listen to it tomorrow. My God, I am fucking my words up today. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. It's because of you is why I keep doing these shows. And I hope you have fun here. Of course we do, because you keep coming back. But yeah. Have a good weekend, guys. I'll see you next Friday. See you later. Lens flare. How dare you? I am not lens flare. Jenny, come back, Jenny.